Yes, people, welcome back to another Chelsea live stream transfer with your host, with the most, the Bridge T58, here to give you the latest discussions in terms of Chelsea transfer news. I will discuss them. We'll find out, do I like this idea? Do I not like this idea? And hey ho, man, here we go as we literally find out and see if I'm into it, if I'm not into it, if I have different opinions or not. Obviously, you guys can also comment and chime in. Please also make sure to like, share, and subscribe on the video. It helps the channel out quite a bit more than usual. Just bear with me, just adding the final touches to the stream, to be honest. Bish bash, but oh, sorry, David, me. Bear with me. Sorry, guys, about that, but hey, that is pretty much all done. And listen, man, here we go again. So, I actually wanted to start, start this video in general, so with a couple of things that we've had released today. Um, some of them in regards to some Caicedo news. Obviously, want to discuss Levi Cole's new deal. There's also a couple of stuff to discuss in regards to the possible Lukaku and Vlahovic swap deal, which may or may not be taking place as well. So, obviously, we have that discussion pretty much ready as well. But before that, man, we'll just wait for you guys to come in. Guys, if you've got any questions, please make sure to bring them in too. And hey, man, so, it's a very interesting time indeed, I would say. A lot of stuff going on right now. But, we'll keep moving and we'll see what's happening so far. All right, then. So, so please bear with me while I'm just, making sure everything's looking good, everything's looking Gucci. All right. So, I'm thinking, you know what we should start with? Let's start with some minor news, and I'll start with my good old friend here. While I just bring this up quickly, and that will be wrong one to be bringing up there, mate. There's one. So the first bit of news, obviously, is in regards to obviously Levi Cole has signed a new 6-year deal at the football club. So it's a couple of things actually there to discuss. To be honest, obviously, as we know, towards Charles had apparently tabled a contract offer to him back in January, which he rejected because he apparently wanted more. We know that both Liverpool have been talking for him, Brighton have been talking for him. There's also been rumors as well that Man City were interested in Levi Cole as well. As you know, he's a left side centre back, highly rated. He's a really good player from all accounts, and from his time both at Brighton and also at his time at other places in and around the league. So hey man, it's an interesting thing to see. Obviously, as we know, Levi Cole was highly touted. We've obviously got also Benoit Badiashile. We know about Pochettino's comments where he was like, listen, he's probably going to be starting against Liverpool, but, he shouldn't be getting too comfortable. There's always going to be other options, available, such as a Badiashile once he's back to full out. So you always have to be fighting for his place. So, again, that's a good thing. That's a good sign. And we like that. We like to see that, at the end of the day, we want to see players competing and, to be the best in their actual position. So listen, big up to Levi Cole. Shouts out to you. But obviously he needs to also understand this competition for his role. Pretty much. I think that's pretty much there. Obviously he signed a 6+1 year deal. That's what Levi Cole was currently signed at the football club. There's a little video here. We can't watch that, obviously, for copyright reasons and everything like that. But from some of the stuff, the quotes that he's made, if I can just bring them out, it's like it's always been an easy decision. I've grown up, all I've known is Chelsea. So it's pretty much trying to hype up the brand, being like, listen, Chelsea's the team that I'm going to be doing everything for. Chelsea's the team that I'm going to be supporting and everything as such. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it in regards to that. That's some nice, little cheeky pictures of him in Chicago because that's where they are for the game today against Borussia Dortmund, which will be taking place. And yeah, man, that's pretty much all of the major news in regards to him. So let's move on quickly and on to the next portion of the topic, and that is pretty much some other ideas. So I actually wanted to ask you guys, what are your thoughts on first? What are your thoughts on Levi Cole signing a new deal? Are you guys happy? Are you guys not happy? Please make sure to let us know in the chat as well. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised, obviously 5 minutes into the video as well. Please make sure again to like and subscribe. Again, like and subscribe on the video, what I'm saying, helps the channel out a lot, helps us out a lot as well indeed. So please make sure to do that too. So yeah, man, moving on indeed. Last, now move on to what I would like to call to be the next major topic, which will be in regards to, once I bring this up, to Paul Stanley. So it seems that we have the reason why we have a French maestro currently going on, or French Revolution, you could say, going at Chelsea, may be actually down to him. Lawrence Schuren has a lot to do with the move for Ugo Chukwu. Chelsea interest in Turkey, which still remains despite no bid, is thought to have come from Stewart's side originally too. So yeah, man, I think something that's being seen from a lot of the reporting that we've seen is that it seems that Stewart has been the one that's pushing us into the French market. You can inspire these talented French players as well. You know, he may be one of the reasons as to why maybe Strasbourg was even targeted as a possible option for us to buy as a football club too. So listen, obviously we've got Leslie Ugochukwu from there. We've obviously got, who else have we got from the French league that my mind escapes. Disasi is another one, obviously. Axel Disasi from Monaco, who he brought into Monaco as well. So listen, man, you've got a number of options there, a number of positions there that are currently being filled by other other French players, in which has been brought by, it seems, Lawrence Stewart. So hey man, shout out to Lawrence Stewart. Clearly, he's trying to build up the French connection part of it for the football club and trying to bring in much more young French players into the football club as well. As you also know, the other thing about Chelsea is that now we've got the French, that French club Strasbourg. We can use that to bring in even more talented French players as well. Currently, French players are the number one most touted players around the world when it comes to young player talent and bringing the best out of them. Obviously, they have Claire Fontaine as well. So hey man, big ups to them. And listen, man, I look forward to seeing if you're able to bring in even more French talent as well. So there it is. Make sure again, guys, to like and subscribe, please. Thank you very much indeed. And guys, get your questions in, man. You've been awfully quiet today, which is not usually yourself. So make sure to also get your questions in too. Pretty much as simple as that, really. So obviously we've spoken about Ugochukwu. Let's move on now to the next question. To actually Ugochukwu. Obviously, he is signed for Chelsea Football Club as well. Let me just bring that up for you guys as well, for you guys to see while we bring that up. Oh dear me. Bear with me while I do this. Wow. Apparently the Charles Oaks, I said Bon Ugochukwu right now. Dear me indeed. Dear me indeed. Ugochukwu. Here we go, guys. So obviously, as we know, Leslie Ugochukwu signed for Chelsea yesterday. This was the announcement for him. He's obviously, as we know, 19-year-old TDM. Apparently, we've signed him for, I think, a deal of like 6 or 7 years. 7 years, sorry, a 7-year deal. That's what's been signed for. And at the end of the day, man, Ugochukwu, a young player as well, very talented from what it seems like. Obviously, he plays for Stade de Reims. Big fan. He's the other club I watch at France. Talented guy. And listen, we'll see. He's most likely set to go out on loan to Strasbourg to help to develop further in his position under someone like Patrick Vieira, who played a similar position as well to himself. So the ceiling's only he's already got a ceiling there where he can only get better and better from. So at the end of the day, man, big up to Ugochukwu. We look forward to seeing some more things from him too, man. At the end of the day, so it seems that Ugochukwu has got a new thing for himself to be happening, a new thing for him to be taken care of at the end of the day. So we'll see if he's got a talent or if he's got the skills to pay the bills, as they say. So yeah, pretty much there for Ugochukwu right now. So let's now move on. Obviously, we've spoken about Ugochukwu. We've spoken about the Lawrence Stewart situation. But you know what, man? One thing we haven't spoken about as of yet, or as of currently as well, is this Moises Caicedo news, which I will switch onto right now. So here's the Moises Caicedo news. I'll bring back to the earlier Moises Caicedo news, which got revealed, which was that just before this, which was this. So Andy Naylor, who is the Brighton chief correspondent for the Athletic, he's the head guy for them, has reported that an unidentified club has bid more than £80 million for Caicedo. It was later revealed that the unidentified club was a Premier League club, which had bid more than £80 million for him. Apparently, he from the reporting that he's given, he doesn't know how much more from the 80 million they have bidded, and he doesn't even know which Premier League club it is, and that they've remained unidentified according to him. It was then further revealed by Jacobs Ben that from his side at the very least in the last few minutes, and that Moises Caicedo camp has been told by Brighton that a new bid surpassing Chelsea has landed and it's confidential from a Premier League club. Caicedo's camp doesn't know who it is or if it's real. It is not Liverpool though. So apparently, even from their school of thought, they don't know who it is at all. And yeah, man, it's really weird for me personally because it's like, okay, so if you don't know, so even if they're not even willing to reveal to Caicedo's camp, yeah, that you know, they're not really willing to reveal two things. A, that what's it called, Caicedo. They're willing to reveal. They're not really willing to reveal to Caicedo who the Premier League club is, if they need to negotiate personal terms with them with as well. And then they've also not even revealed what the price is to the football club and who even this Premier League team is. It all seems to be a bit of more of a kerfuffle, a smoke screen, a little bidding tactic to get Chelsea to bid higher to the value that they believe that Caicedo is worth, and also Robert Sanchez, who the club is looking to bring both into the football club. That's the goalkeeper and the midfielder too. So again, we'll see whether or not that will take place. But I think something else to consider is the fact that Chelsea have bid for Robert Sanchez, but they've had no reply from that yet, as of yet. And the other thing about Robert Sanchez too is the fact that while we do know a lot of things about Robert Sanchez, we know he's worth £20 million. The bid that Chelsea gave in, no one knows about. So part of it, for me, seems like a tactic by Brighton themselves to try and get the club to be a bit more forceful with whatever the amount of money they're trying to bid for him as well. So you never know. So at the end of the day, I feel like this unidentified Premier League club that's been doing it. If you look down from the other guys that we're looking at, Man City, I don't think have a need for CDMs. Who else have you got? Other than Man City, Man United, I don't think so. They're looking already at rumours of Goretzka and Amrabat as a number two to Casemiro. That's what the current news and opinions are so far. You've then got what Arsenal don't have the money currently because they've spent quite a bit of money on Kai Havertz, and they've also spent one on a DM in Rice. They also have Partey available too. And then you look at who else? Tottenham, hell no. They're never gonna have the facilities to do that. Tottenham. So who else? So who else can it be? So you literally run down the list. If it was like an unidentified club and like you could have at least made the inference, maybe it could possibly be in a Saudi Arabian club. But even then, the Saudi Arabian teams are usually hella revealing. They're usually like, oh, if it's a Saudi Arabian team, we know who it is. So at the end of the day, man, it's not. It's clearly a smoke screen by Brighton to try to force Chelsea to bid higher. And we know that Chelsea are set to bid like a final bid at the end of the day of some value to try and get this deal done. And that will be the fifth and final bid. And you know what? Just quickly, listen, I'm going to actually speak on some of the possible plan Bs that Chelsea currently have available in the CDM market, who could be either depth for Caicedo or could actually be backups for him as well. And that's why I bring that up. Guys, let me get your thoughts quickly. Do you think this is a smoke screen? Do you not think it's a smoke screen? Get your thoughts in there as well. And at the end of the day, guys, please make sure again to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. It helps the channel out, brings more eyes to the channel too. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so before we bring that in, here we go. Let me just switch it out for you guys to see while I bring this up for you guys to have a cheeky look at. Boom, boom. There we go. And whoa, where is it? There we go. So Chelsea want to add more depth and experience and are considering. Hey, big up God of Frogs, bro. Yeah, if that is true, then obviously, yeah, I would 100% take that as well. And listen, man, again, it's yet to be seen whether that is true or not. We will see, man. We will see at the end of the day, man. You know what these guys are like. Sometimes whatever's been put out outside may not necessarily be true. But just quickly, while I increase this just a little bit to 125, as I usually do. So here we are. So Chelsea apparently want to add more depth and experience and are considering Tyler Adams, who has a release clause in his contract, and Edson Alvarez. And just quickly before we continue onwards, and that is the fact that it is understood based on data, CFC feel Alvarez, which is Edson Alvarez for people who are watching, would partner with Enzo and would partner better with Enzo in midfield. Brighton made it clear on Saturday that Saturday in a meeting with Caicedo's agent, the 100 million is still the price tag, and they were refusing to budge. So when we look at that, right, obviously we've spoken a lot about Edson Alvarez before on this channel. You know, I'm a big fan of his personally. I think his stocks still have kind of extremely dropped, in my opinion, since the last time when we tried to bid for him. Because at least last summer there was some sort of hype around him. People saw some things about him, but obviously he's not had that great of a season this summer. This season, if you're being honest, in regards to Edson Alvarez. Whereas with Tyler Adams, you know, I spoke about him in my video from yesterday in regards to this news. Tyler Adams, I think, has been a very good player. He's a good talent. I just question, you know, for me personally, whether or not is he going to be Chelsea level. You know, obviously you guys in the chat can disagree with me and maybe give me other ideas as to why you guys may think that might be the case. But when it comes to Tyler Adams, to me, I'm just not getting that Chelsea feeling from him. Maybe it's just a me feeling. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, and you know, I might need convincing. But if Tyler Adams, I think he's very good, very talented, has ability. Let's not get that twisted. I'm just not sure. Is that level going to then correlate, you know, into the big leagues? You know what I'm saying? That's what I think, you know, we need to consider. At least for me, with Edson Alvarez, he's been at Ajax, who can somewhat consider to be a big club. You know, I can see him at least, you know, working well as a bench option, coming in maybe for Caicedo for depth, you know, and to work as a, you know, and can work well. Because at least from the clubs that they've evaluated him to be a good partner for Enzo Fernandez as well. So clearly they've done some good deep scout research on both players as well. And just quickly, while I just bring up some of their stats as well from last season, particularly Tyler Adams, because he's is really good. I'll give him that, man. One thing, you know, one thing I will always give is respect where it is due, man, 100%. And here we go. So switching up quickly. So here we go. Obviously, you know, he's 24 years old. He's 5'10" as well. So that's another option to consider. You know, maybe you might want a bit more of a taller, you know, midfielder, a taller player. So you never know, man. So that might be something else to consider. The fact that, you know, maybe has he got the height to be able to do what we need him to do? Has he not got it? Again, you know, it's a wait and see approach on that part of it for myself. So if you look at this section again, because we want to hold at the end of the day, someone to hold the midfield, be a pure CDM, just hold there, be a bit more of a destroyer. You look at him, he's got 3.72 tackles per 90. He's in the 99th percentile of like in his position to do so. 1.46 interceptions per 90. So his positional play is very good as well, if you're being honest. He's got 2 blocks per 90, which is in the 90th percentile. Got a good amount of clearances. And you know, decent amount of aerial duels won, if you're being honest as well, considering his height is only 5'10" too. So, but remember, this is all taken from this season of him playing at the Premier League too. And if you go in a bit more detail for you guys, while I just bring it up a bit more in detail for you guys to actually see and read some of his tactics for you. Oh my god, sorry about these ads, guys. It's actually really annoying as well. So if you look at some of his stats, which is right about here. Tackles won is 1.92 per 90. He's got a very, especially in the defensive third, where we want him to be, and the midfield third. He's in both in the 99th percentile, the 91st percentile in terms of what he does, and which is very good. And he's very good dribble. He's got a very high amount of dribbles tackled per 90, and successful dribbles won per 90, which is 64%, which is very good considering someone his age as well. And big up Ceniac, bro. Hope you're doing well. I'm pretty sure as well. I think somewhere around about that. The question is though, is Chelsea Football Club willing to go there? We don't know, and we shall wait. We shall wait and see to see if the club, you know, is serious enough in doing so as well. Guys, we're just entering 20 minutes into the video. Please make sure again to like, share, and subscribe. Again, like, share, subscribe helps out the channel greatly. So it would always be much appreciated as well. So you know, thank you guys again for coming along to watch the video. So you know, moving on here. And let's talk about the errors. I actually like this fact the 0 errors that is committed penalty, particularly in a league like the Premier League, where you know it's going to be very difficult for you, in particularly to control the ball, to hold the ball, where you know it's a very high, high intensity game. To have not committed that many errors is a good thing as well. Hey man, thank you, bro. See you next, man. Much appreciated as always. And let's look at in position. I think position is also key for us because at the end of the day, we are going to be playing a high position team at the end of the day. So is Tyler Adams going to be willing to work in? Is Tyler Adams' ability going to be able to produce on that? In terms of touches, you know, he's in the 74th percentile per 90. He's not. He doesn't seem to be someone that takes on the ball, which is something you don't want anyway for someone that's going to be a holding midfielder at the end of the day. And that's pretty much it. So let's look at now Edson Alvarez. That's the other guy we should be looking at and see has he got the bills? Has he got the bills to pay the bills? And that is Edson Alvarez. There we go. So Edson Alvarez, he's 25 years old, almost turned 26. With him, Let's have a look at that. Do. He's got a very good high amount of passing completion, progressive passes per 90 and everything. But this is the bit you want to be looking at. He's got 2.747 tackles per 90, and that's in the 72nd percentile. Interceptions per 90 is 1.25, which is in the 67th percentile per 90. And then you've got clearances, which is 2.65 per 90, which is in the 99th percentile, which is quite good. But then again, it just shows you that he's in a team that where he's having to make constant clearances because maybe the defense is not strong enough or not good enough, or the team is just playing for isn't that great as well, which is very true. Because if you guys have watched the Ajax this season, they've not been great at all. Finally won the league actually this season as well, and they've just not been great at all. But obviously, because he's got quite a tall player, the aerial draws per 91 is 3.38, which is something to be expected of him anyway. So, hey, man, I'm not too surprised by that at all. Not too surprised by that at all, indeed. So, hey, man, with him, I'm not too surprised at the end of the day. So it's going to be quite interesting again to see, how good is he? Is this going to lead him to anywhere? We shall wait and see at the end of the day. We shall wait and see as well. Okay, so I think that's the two major ones out of the way in terms of possible options, that we could be having to Tyler Adams as well. So again, I would ask you guys, would you rather Tyler Adams or would you rather Edson Alvarez to be your depth to someone like a Caicedo? The question is yours. For me, I don't mind having Tyler Adams at the end of the day. I just don't know. A big up Martin Ober. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. But again, for me, it comes down to the question of, and I always ask this question: is he going to be suitable enough, for the system that Poch is playing? The height is a big thing for me as well. Yeah, it should be, man. It should be. Oh no, you just missed it, Martin. I literally went through both of the scouting reports. I think for me, in terms of if you're looking for a pure CDM in my opinion, Tyler Adams defensively is looking good, bro. I'll be honest. Between Allen, I'd go Adam. You lose them on ball advantage, you lose them on ball advantage, but he's a tier below top CDMs last season in Prem. Fair enough, fair enough. Honestly, for me, if he comes in, I don't mind at the end of the day because I think his defensive stats are very good in a way. That's one thing I'll give him. And at the end of the day, we want a good CDM that's going to be very defensive and that's going to hold that line. Considering the fact that we're going to have Enzo there, who's probably going to be going a lot more forward, and you want him to be affecting the final third play as much as possible. And so Tyler Adams being the sitter there shouldn't be a problem to me. Same with Alvarez, if he can do that too, yeah. Yeah, yeah, I think height is a big thing, because like I've been deep in a lot about the height, and like obviously, if you look at a possible starting 11, Jackson's a tall player. Madueke is a bit of a tall player. I think he's around about 6 foot. Mudryk not so tall. Sterling not so tall. Matson I'm gonna add as well, not so tall. And then you've got Nkuku, not the tallest player either. Enzo not the tallest player either. You've got either side. Reece James is a bit tall. Obviously, is tall. Sorry, I should say. Cucurella's not that tall. Apparently he's worth 25 million. He's got a 25 million release cost, Key said. He's got a 25 million release cost. So possibly we could be seeing maybe if the club are willing to do so to pay 25 million for him. So yeah. Oh no, so there's two things, Martin. So you've got the if any club comes in for a loan offer that is willing to pay 100% of his wages, they're able to take him. He also does have a 25 million release cost as well. So that's the thing. Yeah, I think that's a fair point, Kiss. I wouldn't disagree with that either. But the club has also shown that apparently Edson Alvarez, apparently according to the data, is also another one that that suits him the best. Apparently, the best. So listen, man, we need to analyze that data deeply, bro. I mean, as a civil engineer, I need to look at that data, man, because like that's looking a little bit bandili. I can't lie to you still. So we'll wait and see on that one. So I think for me also, if you're bringing him in, you look at the depth chart, as you guys are saying, if you bring him in, you bring him Tyler in, it does make you question, okay, you're bringing this guy, Leslie Ugochukwu, you brought him in to be a CDM, to be hold that position as well. So it's like, what's up with him? What's his future going to be like too? And then you obviously got other guys. I think Cassidy is not too worried about because Cassidy, in my eyes, is going to be, I think that's a fair point, but I think Martin. The thing for me is, and I'll ask to the chat as well. You think about it like this: we're going into a game one game a week, essentially 38 games plus how many you go into in the FA Cup and in the Carabao Cup. I think for me, having someone like obviously your main guy. Oh no, no. One. But let me just continue. Let me give this analogy first before I go to ECNAC. So my point is that. Oh, I just lost my point. Damn, because I read the question. I'll bring back that point later on. But if you see it says high is a big thing on set pieces. However, Adams is a dog retaining the ball. He's a classic CDM, but in a possession based team, he might get caught out if he's pressed a lot. And that's the thing. Are you? And that's the question. Obviously, I don't think the height is going to be necessarily because like a lot of us defenders right now, Buddy Shaw, Disasi, Levi Cole, Reece James, Chilwell. These guys are very, very tall defenders anyway, in general. You've also got the striking Jackson, who, if you want to bring in to be, an option in the set pieces area, you've got that too. So, I'm not too worried about that. I think Alvarez is not a good passer. He's not as fast as agile. I don't think we need him obviously to be a good passer, but the agile bit I think is more important than the fast bit in my opinion for several reasons. Because if you're not agile enough, you're not going to be able to turn your body fast enough. Maybe if like someone is trying to do the little a CDM, a cam, or like a winger is trying to come in and try move around a bit. If you're not agile enough to try to be able to look after yourself and be able to get the ball off him, that is a worry. But I think Adams could be one to watch, man. At the end of the day, Adams could be one to watch, and if that's something that the club is looking at, I don't mind it at all. So listen, I think let's move on. Guys, got some little cheeky breaking news for you. Some breaking news for you. We found out it's not a Premier League club. You know what I mean? That guy got duped as usual, man. See what I mean? Look at this, man. Look at this. An unnamed Saudi club has made an approach to Brighton for Moises Caicedo. Chelsea are expected to go back with an improved offer. So it seems the rumored club, the alleged club, the club that everyone needs to be worried about, that according to Brighton has been coming out, is a Saudi club. Oh my god, man. That's what I'm saying to you guys. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, these Brian reporters, bro, they taking the piss sometimes, bro. I'm telling you, man, they're just trying to violate, man, at the end of the day. But listen, man, we move bombastically. And listen, man, let's move on from this all of this talk in regards to, midfielders. Let's go into the striker situation. And let me bring this up for everyone here in the chat to see. And listen, we're going to be talking about strikers. It's all right. We'll talk about Romelu Lukaku and Dusan Vlahovic story. So here we go. And then let me just bring this. Oh, dearie me. Excuse me, guys. Well, holy look, what the hell? Oh, there we go. So here we go. So Chelsea and Juventus will try to reach an agreement in the next hours. Lukaku is valued by Chelsea at 45 million, while Juve value Vlahovic at 75 to 80 million euros. So that was coming out initially by Di Marzio, who's on Sky Italy, and that was 2 days ago on July the 31st. And that was the big news about Vlahovic and Chelsea happening. And then yesterday, some of this news was coming out, which is that Dusan Vlahovic and Lukaku, some negotiation will continue in the next few days. The compromise could be around about 25 to 30 million sent to Juventus. No agreement yet. Also between Vlahovic and Juventus. Hey, big up, bro. Big up, bro. No, big up, bro, man. Hey, Kai, if you want the link, bro, let me know. I'll send it to you, bro. Dusan Vlahovic stop deal, and also between Vlahovic, as I said before. And then Juventus want more than 25 to 30 million currently between Lukaku, is because Lukaku is 30 and Vlahovic is only 23 years old. And that was like the news that came out essentially. And Chelsea are open to signing Vlahovic, but I need to find an agreement with the player first. And then what happened was this is some of the news that came out today. Sorry, guys, this is really long today. I don't know why all of this rubbish is coming out. So Chelsea and Juve will resume talks shortly on Vlahovic. Juve want to close it at £35 million. That will take a lot of work with intermediaries to bring an agreement closer. Chelsea starts lower than Juve's price. Lukaku has personal terms agreement with Juventus, and that's pretty much all that news that was from yesterday. But then today, there's been quite a bit of news which has come out. And this is from Romeo Agresto, which is a quite reliable report in Italy. As things stand, Chelsea are not convinced of making a move for Vlahovic. Chelsea are having a meeting in the next few hours to decide a final decision. Go for Vlahovic or don't go for Vlahovic. There is no possibility that Lukaku and Vlahovic will both be at Juve, however. So that's pretty much it. And then some other news just before we came on that came out recently was that, bro, they're not getting him, man. They're not getting him, bro. Listen, I think I don't think they want. I don't think they have the facilities for that, man. They don't have the facilities for that. Trust me. We're all right. We're all right, guy. We're all right, guy. And according to yes, so an update is expected in the next few hours on Vlahovic, Lukaku. Chelsea are evaluating very carefully, and that was the final bit of news in regards to that. So, guys, I actually want to ask you guys a question. Would you like Vlahovic at the football club? That's the first question I would ask. And then the second question for me is, would you uh, would you want Vlahovic at the football club? And also, do you think he would start for Chelsea, or do you think Jackson would start over him? That's the two questions I've got for you. So, do you want him at the football club? And if he does join the football club, who would start, Jackson or Vlahovic? So that's the question I've got for you guys first. If you guys disagree or agree, let me know. But you guys know my opinion on Vlahovic. I've spoken about that guy in quite a bit of detail. I've even done a video on Vlahovic. It's one of my in my earlier era of YouTube, which I was discussing Vlahovic, where I was like, at the end of the day, this guy, he's not my cup of tea personally. I'm not too sure on him. He's a bit confusing for me as a player. There's some things I do like about him, which is his shooting. He's a very good shooter. Don't get me wrong. His positional play is quite great. His ability his ability, particularly in the area. Well, the thing is, Martin, that is the thing. Like I've seen on Forza Juve, which is the Juventus equivalent of Pies, essentially. Some report have been saying he doesn't want to come here, but the thing is, Chelsea, in my opinion, wouldn't be starting to do bids or like even be thinking about this if they didn't know if Vlahovic didn't want to come here. If they hadn't spoken to his agent or some intermediaries who will speak via his agent to say that he doesn't want to come to the football club. And yeah, I would agree with that Jackson starts over him. And listen, guys, let's bring you over to the FB ref situation, our stats, our little page for the stats area. And just quickly, guys, we've just done over half an hour of the half an hour. Half an hour's been done. Please make sure again to like and subscribe. There's a bunch of you guys in here. Help me to get to 360 subscribers, please. Thank you very much indeed. So let's move on just quickly. So yeah, man. Great. Deary me, man. I don't know why they keep on doing this nonsense. So this is his stats from from the previous season. Obviously, you can see he didn't really have a great season anyway. In general, scored 10 goals, assisted twice, played 27 times in Serie A. For the Champions League, 1 goal, 1 assist. Europa League, 3 goals, 1 assist in 8 games played. And here we go. Shots total was 3.05. So that's like one of his better stats, to be honest. If you're being honest. You're also looking at that, but like this is kind of not looking good, bro. I'll be real. That is not looking good, bro, at all. And that's your like a striker area. Don't get me wrong. I know he's been injured. I know he's got this pubalgia or something like that, which is the abductor muscle in the groin area. He's got quite a big injury in there, which I've heard a lot about. But again, I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to be diagnosing anyone around about here. But Kisa says, I fit Vlahovic, yes. And that means there's competition for the striker position. And by the way, Jackson is not proven either. All fair points. I think for me, the thing for Vlahovic is that are you going to be getting a fit one, considering the rumored injury is quite a serious injury, firstly. And then you've also got part 2 to that, which is competition. Is Broja not? Do you not think that Broja has enough competition for Jackson to be competing for that space? Maybe. I think that's another question to ask. And also, I think another question to ask about Broja is what is his future? What is going to be happening to that guy now? Is he going to be loaned out? We know that West Ham have been fairly interested in Broja and wanted to bring him to the football club. Also, when he was said to have not gone on preseason because he still needs to heal, and I found that strange because, yes, bro. Yes, sir. Andy Manchester. I hope you're doing good, bro. But yeah, I was just going back to Broja. Like, obviously, when he got left out of the US squad because he still needs to heal, I found that strange because this guy had been training in preseason quite heavy minutes with the lads, and he was started preseason a bit more earlier than them. So it was like to me, why is he not? Coming along on preseason? So unless there's something behind it, where there maybe there's something behind it in the sense of like they're looking at maybe looking at maybe moving him on. Possibly. You also look at the fact that, look at Ziyech, look at Lukaku, look at Aubameyang. They all got left there. All of the undesirables got left there, essentially. So, it brings a valid question, to be honest, in my opinion. It brings up a valid question as to why he's not being brought up there. But, yeah, man, again, look at Vlahovic's stats from last season, bro. They do not paint a pretty picture in my eyes at all. And then you look at this, penalty kicks made. You look at this, it's not looking good, bro. 0.53 non-penalty goals per 90 is not great at all. 0.13 assists per 90 is not looking good. And then you look at his shooting stats. Average shots distance is looking poor. Goal shots 0.12. Shots on target is 33%, which is actually pretty good for a striker. He's shooting quite a good amount. Shot total is quite good. Just doesn't seem to have been working. But I know that some will say that obviously the Allegri system has not been kind to him. He's not been kind to him as a player as well. And you know what, man, I wouldn't disagree with that. Allegri, he's playing the tourism ball, if you're being honest. So maybe it doesn't suit him as a striker, but there's other stuff about him that I've heard about. Like in transition, he kind of loses steam in transition. He's obviously a confident striker, and the last confident striker we had, Timo Werner, I'm saying it didn't look good, bro. I'll be real. It wasn't looking good, bro, there. So at the end of the day, man, it's a wait and see approach. Hey, big up Chelsea till I die, bro. Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're doing well. At the end of the day, man, it just brings up more and more questions. Like, what are we doing here as a football club? Are we willing to, bring these type of players here as well? And the thing of Vlahovic is, at one point in time, was he one of the best players in the league? I think for me, there's no doubt about that. That is the case. But the question for me right now is, are we willing? Are we willing to keep him on, considering the injuries that he's had? And you know what, Kisa, I understand your school of thought of as long as he's cheap, it's not a risk. The question is, though, they're asking for around about £35 million plus Lukaku, right? And they value Lukaku around about £40 million, and then plus the 35 million. Do you think that's cheap? What do you do if considering Lukaku is going to be guaranteed a part of that deal? Well, how much more money would you guys add on top in order for you to think that was a good deal for Chelsea Football Club? I think that's a fair question to ask everyone here. How much would you say? How much would you guys say? How much would you guys say? Because for me, I would argue, you probably would need a lot more than the amount that people are hoping for to get from him, in my opinion. Because you look at it from a couple of situations. I generally think, £35 million, you could probably go out there in the market, similar to what they've done for Jackson, and find another striker that's maybe as talented that can give pressure to Jackson if they wanted to. Keisha says 20 million plus. I think, you know what, 2025 isn't too bad, to be honest, in my opinion. 2025 isn't too bad. But the question is, and this is the question that I always come back to. Taylor Adams. Hey, Tyler, man. I forgot on his name, big man. But he's not too bad, though. But the thing is, Kai, apparently he's either possibly a plan B option, or he can be he's always a depth option. So you can have Caicedo and Tyler Adams as your plan B. So it's not really too bad, to be honest, if you're being honest. If Vlahovic wages are within the wage structure, I'd do 20 million euros. Oh, 20 million. So that's 50 million pounds roughly that you'd want to be paying on top. That's not too bad, to be honest. Again, I think those are fair. Hey, listen, man, that's the biggest plus of the deal, man. If you get rid of that window, bro, I'm telling you, that is the biggest W ever. Biggest W ever. I'm telling you, bro. Getting rid of Lukaku is the biggest W, man. I'm telling you right now. If Vlahovic, you only need to score 5 goals in my eyes if Lukaku goes. I mean, get a good deal for him. And you know what? Yes, and go back to your point, Seniac, about the wage structure. I'm pretty sure, if the club are planning, already discussing this sort of thing, and they allegedly maybe possibly going in for him, I wouldn't be surprised if they've already discussed some form of a wage structure where he would be happily able to join. At the end of the day, so listen, I'm pretty sure the club are pretty much smart enough to do something about that as well. So I wouldn't worry too much about the wage structure in that opinion, in that school of thought. And listen, at the end of the day, if Vlahovic was to come in, and that's another question I'll put to the chat, everyone here as well, how many goals would you guys expect for him to score? So think about it. Oh my god, Van Gogh, the diabetic grimace. Yo, you're moving mad, big man. I can't believe you just call it the diabetic grimace, that's crazy, man. By the way, Vlahovic is not as bad as player. Juve didn't move the work up, but the situation Juve hasn't been very good. Yeah, I agree. I heard about the Juve situation, and it was not great from what I've heard about. And listen, man, at the end of the day, when they're playing terrorist ball, it's not easy, bro. Oh yeah, so big up to you, Father Fetty, your first time chatter. Hey man, please make sure to like and subscribe. But so from what we know, so I've actually looked at those reports, Father Fetty. So the ones that are saying this TV Della Sporta and the other guy that said it, they're usually not as reliable as your main sources. in general. And the other thing to consider is this may be also a situation of like Tonali from AC Milan to Newcastle, where they may possibly force him to take this move on because they need to get this transfer done for like monetary reasons. So that's also sort of thing to consider for us at Usually I would be inclined to agree with you. If he doesn't want to come to the club, don't come. But there may be a situation where the clubs may be forcing him into coming to the club as well. But you know me, my thoughts I've always made in the channel. If you don't want to play for the badge, stay away as much as possible. But then it may be the case that might not actually be the case at all. So we have to wait and see on that one still. I'll be honest. We have to wait and see on that one, to be honest. But listen, guys, make sure to like and subscribe again. Make sure to subscribe 41 minutes into the chat. We've spoken a lot about Vlahovic, but let's talk about Lukaku, man. Let's talk about Lukaku. The fact that he's still at the club is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm not one to speak about Lukaku a lot. You know, I try to, keep my feelings out of when I talk about Lukaku as much as possible. But at the end of the day, man, this guy, man, been a terrorist at the football club, and he's been causing crazy terrorism at our football club. But sorry. Oh, I'm just looking at your comment, Kisa. Kisa says, football aside, Juve was in. Oh, sorry. Let me just bring that up for everyone to see as well. Football aside, Juve was in turmoil as a club, and the manager wasn't helping the situation. But Vlahovic is not a bad sign if he's cheap. Again, yep. I think if you're going to be doing an overall opinion on the situation, I agree. If Vlahovic is coming to the football club, I don't mind. And if and at the end of the day, if he's good enough and he's giving more competition to Jackson, that's what matters. At the end of the day, listen, we've seen Jackson. It looks like he fits right in. And in regards to the Juve situation, bro, they had to set their board. They had a minus 15-point dock. They've also basically been fined, I think, around about £10 million because of FFP rules. Remember, Chelsea had a similar situation with FFP, but luckily it was from the old era, so we had to dry snitch on ourselves in order for that to not affect us as well. So listen, man, at the end of the day, when it comes to the situation with Juve, it's not been great at all. Let's be honest. But let's hope that he's able to produce if he does come to the football club at the end of the day. That's what matters. You know, for me as a football player, for me as a football fan, if anyone comes to the football club, even if I don't really rate them highly, I still want them to do as well as possible because they're still playing for our football club. So I'm pretty sure everyone here would agree with that as well. So guys, we've spoken about, midfielders. We've spoken about strikers. Let's speak about the goalkeeping situation. So obviously it's been reported that Robert Sanchez is the Chelsea target. You can get him as cheap as £20 million. That's the rumor that's been going around. Chelsea have made a bid for him too. That's what we know about in regards to him as well. So we've made a bid for this guy. So maybe you never know. He might be coming to the football club. He might not be currently. He's going to be fighting competition or making Kepa fight for his place, allegedly. What are thoughts on Kepa? What are thoughts on Sanchez, in my opinion? Because listen, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sanchez, as long as if he's a stopgap, then I don't mind having him. But if he's not a stopgap, then I'm questioning that signing. I'm questioning why he's being brought to the club because for me, he ain't it for me, man. He is not it for me as a player. He's not it for me, man, at all. I'll be so real. I'll be very real right now. Keisha says, Lukaku is dead to me as a player. His personality and skill are all trash. He needs to go in whatever way or form. I 100% agree, bro. I am not the biggest fan of Lukaku. You can ask a lot of people here. I hated Lukaku with a passion, bro. He is a top dickhead, man. I swear to God. Like, what he's done at this football club and everything. And, like, you know what's crazy, guys, as well? And I've spoken about this quite a bit as well, is the fact that we cannot even remove this guy on, even if we try to remove his contract. Because his contract right now, he's got 3 years left in his deal. It's around about £50 million. That's how much is left on his 3-year contract altogether. So you would have to basically, in order for us to cancel that contract, pay around about £50 million to him. So it's kind of crazy, guys, if you think about it. When you deepen the Lukaku situation, it's going to cost you that much money just to get him to be moved on. Yeah. So let's go on back to the goalkeeper situation. Keisha says, as long as Kepa is not starting, I am good. The question is, though, they're trying to make it seem like this is competition for Kepa. They're trying to make it seem like, oh, Kepa and him are going to compete. You know, him and Kepa are going to be fighting for the number one spot. And if you really look at both Sanchez and Kepa, I'm gonna wait to see what others say as well. What is it? Martin says Sanchez is a cheap fix. There aren't many options left. Look, Lukaku, just like Maguire, is ridiculously overhated in casual football discussion circles. To be honest, I don't really hate Lukaku. To be honest, I just don't like what he's done at the situation that's happened at our football club in regards to the interview that took place. Father of Aesthetics. I think the other thing for me is that his gameplay, I don't think it's suited as much to our system anyway. If I'm being honest, even the way he plays right now, I feel like he hasn't like adapted himself, hasn't improved as a player at times. He's still trying to play that bully football. His touch still hasn't improved as much. We saw against Man City, he wasn't even playing that well. If you're being honest, that well, if I'm being honest as well. So that is the problem with Lukaku. Lukaku has a few weaknesses, but one thing I was always give him on the transition is great. On the if he gets on the half turn, he's able to beat his defender. Great. He's a great shooter on his when he's in front of goal. Usually, if he's not against, if it's not a big competition. So listen, you can't deny that. Listen, his stats don't lie either. At the end of the day, so I don't think it's disrespectful to still not like him. I think with Maguire, it's a bit different. Maguire is not a great defender, but I also think he doesn't help himself as well. It's the same thing with Lukaku. Lukaku does not help himself with the way he handles his situations as well, if you're being honest. So that's all I would say to that. Continue on to with Martin's thing. Also, he performed for Pato, so that version of Sanchez is what we hope to get. You gotta hope so, bro. You gotta hope so. I just think for me, the ball playing ability is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty pleased with that. I'm just worried about the shot stopping ability, man. Is his shot stopping ability good enough? That's the question. Because, listen, don't get me, Kepa, bro, shot stopping ability cooked, man. That guy's cooked, man. Sometimes he's looking like, sometimes, bro, he's looking like sometimes this guy's looking like he can stop something. Other times, zero reflexes, man, activated. Zero reflexes activated. So, for me, he's not looking good anyway. So, if you can remove Kepa, I'm more than happy to do so. 100% happy to do so. So let's make that happen anyway. At the end of the day. So, Andy Manchester, big up to you, Andy, for continuing on. If I was Chelsea, I'd be on the phone to the Saudis. The thing is, Andy, we had around about £50 million deal sorted out for him to Al Hilal for Lukaku, actually. And he doesn't want to go to Saudi, but in doing what he's been doing with Inter and Chelsea and other clubs, he's basically been blacklisting himself from Europe. So the only club he's got now that he can go to is basically Juventus right now. So if he can't go to Juventus, the Saudi clubs are going to be looking a lot more interested indeed. Kisa says, bro, Kepa is bad. Many took over. A decent goalkeeper will bench Kepa. If he comes in, you will see Kepa on the bench. Bro, you know what it is, though? I wouldn't mind. I actually said, the club should bring in Lafont from Nantes because I think he's a very good shot stopper. I don't mind, his ball-playing ability with his foot, as long as he's a good shot stopper, in my opinion. You're not going to be able to go into the market. You're not going to be able to go into the market right now for Kepa, for goalkeepers, and find the best of the best. Much like the striking situation, you've got the top echelon who are all basically locked up, and then you've got the bottom bit, which is a bunch of prospects essentially. So you've got too high and too low. There's not that much in the middle. So right now, in the middle is there's a bunch of the middle where they've got a lot of good attributes and they've got a bad attribute. So you just got to pick the one which you think has got the least worst attribute essentially. And that's why I said with Lafont, he'd be a good option. 24, 25 years old, very good shot stopping ability. He can do that job really well. Maybe he's not got a good ball playing ability, but at the end of the day, if he can do a similar thing to how Emil Martinez was able to do, with throwing the ball to his defenders or something like that, or just got a good, he just pass the ball randomly, that's fine by me at the end of the day. So we can move on from that, yeah. So Martin says Saudi's low key still waiting for him. Listen, man, we'll see if the Juve moved and the Vlahovic situation doesn't happen. We will see if that happens, if he moves on. So listen, man, that's again a wait and see approach. We will see indeed. You know what I mean? Our eyes don't lie on that one still. Let me just double check. Is there any other random order? Some breaking news, I think. Just quickly, guys, bear with me. Oh, boom, 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 boom. Breaking news. Hey, Martin's gonna like this. Seniac is gonna like this, indeed. And maybe Kisa Ed might like this. So Chelsea consider bid for Tyler Adams. 20 million relegation release clause. So it's looking like Tyler Adams is going to be the new Chelsea backup to Caicedo. So listen, man. Listen, these streets, man, it's looking like we're becoming Houdinis around here, man. I'm telling you guys, you know what I'm saying? We're Houdinis around here. I can't lie to you still. Honestly, we're talking about playing he doing Alvarez or Tyler Adams, and then randomly, a lot of you guys have been saying, let's go for Tyler Adams and everything. Wow, it looks like it might be happening indeed. So he's only got a 20 million relegation release clause too, and I think getting a deal done for him wouldn't be too hard too. So guys, damn, Pulisic may be gone. We may have lost one American, but we're bringing another one. So you never know. Hey, You know what it is, Chelsea till I die. I actually spoke about this in my previous video, yeah, which which I spoke about yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday video, if you know, Santos apparently is a much better box to box guy and works really well in the second phase, the third phase of play, apparently, as a midfielder. So you never know. Maybe the club might be thinking because Santos can play both the six and in that position that Enzo is playing, maybe we can play Santos in that position to be a bit more of a to unlock his creativity that we haven't seen because we've been forcing him to play as a guy next to him. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying to you. You never know. Maybe that might be the case as to why they're going for Alvaro for Adams. Also, Adam again, Premier League proven. Has shown a good ability. You guys saw some of the stats that we just saw right now of him. So you never know, man. Again, so this is a very interesting move. This is a very interesting move in my opinion because this means for me they are looking for both guys, two midfielders right now. And remember in the window, I said to you guys, we're probably gonna. I said in the window in my earliest video is that Chelsea probably gonna get two midfielders. And just quickly for Martin, big knees, definitely better on the ball than Alvarez. I would agree to that still. But that's kind of surprising because Alvarez plays for Ajax, I'm saying. So it's kind of crazy. Jacob, bro, hope you do well. Just in time for the breaking news too on what's it called? On the fact that Chelsea are considering making a 20 million relegation bid for Tyler Adams. So you never know. And usually when Chelsea are considering doing something like this, it usually means they've had discussions with the player and everything. I'd prefer a loan though. The problem is if you are going to do a loan, Martin, is that yes, it'll be one season long loan, but what's the guarantee for you if he does really well that you're going to be the number one option that he's going to come back to you towards? Because the loan option is just going to be temporary. Also, buying it for £20 million is actually, in my opinion, a very good sum of money. Because think about it, you can also resell this guy to the MLS if you want to. You can sell him to other leagues if you want to, and you can probably get a similar price point for him too, or if not higher. Mm-hmm. So Santos can't be starting all games at his age unless he's Bellingham. But Tyler Adams as a DM is not a bad shout. Oh no, Santos is not starting. Santos, I think for me, is actually going to become the backup for Enzo. Mark my words on that one still. Because from what I've heard from him, he's very good, yeah. And as the ball as a box to box, carrying the ball, creating and he's got a bit of creativity in him too, apparently, from what I've heard. So maybe the club are thinking about Santos being cover for Enzo, and then Adams is cover for Caicedo, who will be the other guy on the thing. If that makes sense. I don't know if you guys want to disagree with me on that one, but I think it's gonna be Caicedo, Tyler, then Enzo, what's his name, Enzo and Santos like that. Mm-hmm. See next, Santos starts Emio, in my opinion, but Adams is not a bad cover. This also may be another warning shot to Brighton to accept left. Hey man, listen man, they bought these fake, Premier League clubs being 80 million. We're hitting them with the Tyler Adams is coming to Chelsea soon. Hey man, we love this chess game. You know what I'm saying? As a chess master myself, I love to watch this. Yeah, and it's a cheap deal, but that's what I'm saying to you. Very cheap deal indeed, and that's a really good deal. Americans have been selling cheap lately. Hey man, I don't know what's going on, man. If the American market's been seeing trying to reduce the market value and trying to bring stuff back to normal, you know what I mean? Trying to do the Thanos thing was like where he's got the little knife on, everything perfectly balanced. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you as well. We have four midfielders, guys. It's gonna be a long season of injury. We can have four midfielders, guys. It's gonna be a long season of injuries. Hey man, listen, it's a Chelsea thing with the injuries, man. It's a Chelsea thing when it comes to injuries as well. And then Adams as a backup, not bad. He's 24, good age as well. True. And again, 24 can also improve under Poch, maybe. You never know if he's really good. He can also be a starter too. So, listen, man. We'll wait and see on that one. We'll wait and see on that one. Indeed. Let me just double check if there's any other breaking news, because obviously I can just see from the side of my thing. But no more breaking news, I believe. So let's go back to Chelsea remain determined to find an agreement for Caicedo on their terms. He's the priority still. So that's pretty much still saying we still got a priority for him. Bro, that's what I'm saying to you. I think you know where it is, yeah. Early in the season, guys, yeah, and I'll come back to this. So it was reported early in the season that at least from the news reports, that Chelsea and the board were looking to see what the squad was going to be looking like, before making any other moves in the market. Obviously, they were still looking at Caicedo, who's the number one option that they wanted to get, but so it clearly seems they've been looking, seeing, okay, where do we need to strengthen, where don't we need to strengthen, and essentially that's what they've been trying to do. And it seems that they've recognized they needed another extra guy in midfield alongside a Caicedo, and that's what they're looking at. Obviously, the rumors of Alvarez, and now they're trying to possibly buy now Tyler Adams for £20 million. So hey, that's why sometimes it counts that you maybe stay the sword as fast. You know what I mean? I know sometimes, when you already have priority targets, get them in straight through the door is nice, but also, this is why preseason is good. Preseason is able to show you, oh, we need another guy there. This guy's still not ready enough. Oh, this position there, we might need another one there. I don't think this guy's cooking right now. Let's bring in someone else there. So again, this is only showing you the value of preseason right now. So hey ho. Hey, and it's a good mentality too. Sure, I agree with my Martins. Oh yeah, apparently Adams. Oh yeah, isn't Adams the lead, the captain of what's it called, the US national team, if I'm not mistaken. Cena can confirm that for us, but I'm pretty sure he's the captain of the US national team anyway. So hey ho, man. Listen, man, it's going to be quite interesting in my opinion, indeed, to see where everything goes around so far. Yeah, man, he's not bad, and it's also wise to have a backup. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. EE, man, big up, bro. Nice to see you as always. Yeah, Caicedo, Enzo Santos wouldn't be so bad. I agree. It wouldn't be so bad as well. Federico Redondo. I've heard that name, bro. What team? Father of Aesthetics. Can you tell me what team he plays for? I've actually heard of that name, unironically. Remember the name? Probably one of the best sixes in the world at the moment. This guy walks into 99% of the team starting 11. Chelsea should be all over him. Whoa, bro, you've got high hopes. I praise for him, man. I promise to have a look at him genuinely, and tweak. But what team does he play for? Because I'm sure I've heard that name somewhere, bro. That's why. Yeah, he is. Thanks for confirming for me, CNAC, bro. Because I was pretty sure he was a number. He played for. He was there as well. So going back to the goalkeeper situation, yeah. So I think it was Kisa, Argentina's genius. All right, bro. Thank you, man. I'll make sure to have a look at him for sure. I'll make sure to have a look at him for sure, bro. So going back to the goalkeeping situation. So obviously Sanchez is coming in. Oh, that's why. Hey, man. Thanks for letting us know, bro. Father of Aesthetics. We're gonna have a good look at him too. So going back to it, I think there's a couple of things I want to discuss about the goalkeeping situation. Obviously, we're looking at the middle section right now because the top section, Manyan, he doesn't want to come here yet. We're probably gonna have to give that 1 year anyway at the end of the day. And then you obviously got the prospect section. Trubin, it seems, is set to go to Benfica apparently. So since the Chelsea have pulled out of that deal for Alexander Trubin as well. Hey, CNX says that I've got a lot of high rated things, so big ups to that. And going back to the goalkeeper section, Lafont, I said good shot stopping ability. He's one we should probably be looking at to get in. And other club was looking at Meslier. If Meslier came, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not moved. I'm not moved on that one still. I am absolutely not moved on that one happening at all because that guy, man, he's been not playing great for Leeds at all. So we should be staying far, far, far away from him. 100%. He's not been playing great for Leeds at all, and we don't want to be, creating a further situation where, we've brought in another guy that's not good enough to play for us at all. So yeah, we should be staying as much as possible, far away as possible from happening at all. So hey, man, that's pretty much it is what it is. Yeah, La Liga usually, because I think the thing with La Liga, if you're trying to push a league move here for La Liga, is the fact that there you got to be, if he's doing what he's doing really well, plus at La Liga they'll help you with a technical ability, make it technically sound. You're a beast in my opinion. You've got a four-star foot. Essentially, I'm using the FIFA example just for people to understand, where it's quality on both feet. Is able to be a good six destroyer, be able to defend as well. Damn. You're cooking, man. You are absolutely 100% cooking in that field of play at the end of the day. So, hey ho, man. Bigs up to him. Listen, man, we look forward to seeing if we'll see if Chelsea are looking at him. You never know, man. These Chelsea scouts these days, man, the way they've been moving like they've been cooking quite crazily indeed. So let's see. So, man, listen. 1 hour in. Bunch of you guys in here. Make sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe helps out the channel, helps out me as well. So please, guys, make sure to the news. Hey, you still My thunder, big man. Big up, Martin. So let's actually speak about let's speak on the right wing situation, because it seems like for me right now is so it's not looking good for Turkey actually. Let's start with Turkey. Hey, big up Varna. Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope you're doing well. So let's start with Turkey. So it seems that so some of the news that came out today was that in regards to Turkey, that the club is still interested. So it's actually I actually just showed you guys right now, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Boom, boom, boom. And it's Lawrence Stewart that's pushing the interest for Turkey, if you guys know. So this was from Bobby Vincent FL of Football London. He reports that Chelsea's interest in Turkey, which still remains despite no bids, is thought to have come from Stewart signing originally too. I'm going for another half an hour, bro. If you want to hop on, you have the link. Hop on, bro. So yeah, so listen, Turkey, that's been a report, but according to Nathan Gislin, aka CFC News Page, he's been reporting essentially that it's no deal, so it's not happening. So, and apparently Chelsea have some worries about his attitude as well. So I'm not sure, man. You've got this report here from Bobby who's saying something else, that Chelsea is still interested in him. You've also got Nathan Gislin saying that that's not going to be happening. So that all that leaves is basically Kudus and Ulise. So we've actually had some big news actually from CFC News Page in regards to my boy Ulise. You know what I mean? Ulise, obviously, one of the reasons why we're probably looking at him, one of the reasons Ulise, we'll be looking at Ulise is pretty much for a number of reasons. A, Ulise is Premier League proven. He got 11 assists in the Premier League this season as well. And like, people, will be trying to violate him and say that, maybe he's not a good enough shooter. But listen, bro, he's cooking, bro. I said half an hour, bro. So if you want to hop on, please hop on as well, yeah? And it's in the group chat, bro, the link. So have a look at that. So Redonda, Seniac says Redonda's probably the next one out. Plus, he's got a dad in his corner. Yeah, possibly. Sometimes that can be an advantage. Sometimes that can be a disadvantage too. Because obviously dad's been there before. He's got all the trappings and advantage of knowing what the situation is like as well. So, that could obviously give him an advantage, in the scene there. But sometimes, when you have family there, it might put too much pressure on you to do to push you into one direction, when but possibly another direction might be the better way forward. So so yeah, let's start with this one. So Roy Hodgson has admitted Crystal Palace have a fight on their hands to keep Olise with club circling, and apparently the club so here it is. Chelsea v Michael Olise as more of an attacking mid rather than a winger as well. So those are the two things there. In regard on Olise, in regards to Kudus, the best thing we've had of him so far is that Chelsea have good personal terms for Mohamed Kudus. That's pretty much it. So honestly, for me, Kudus and Olise, I think they provide two different things in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? They provide two different things. So I'll start with Kudus. Kudus for me, well, yes, he's a very good. He plays very well on the right. He can also play in the center. The thing with Kudus though, that's very important as well, is that he's a very good shooter. So in the sense that, let's say if Jackson, possibly if Vlahovic comes in too, and Kuku's coming in as well. Let's say if they're not good enough shooters, you have Kudus that can come in and that can take the burden of like scoring goals as well. You've then got Olise. Olise in terms of shooting is all right. He's a good free kick taker. However, his biggest assist, he's got a great vision. He's got an eye for a pass, and those that live in assists in the Premier League, show that as well. So it's really looking at, do you want a guy that's going to be providing more assists, providing there's a lot more high quality final balls, or do you want someone that's going to be a lot more dynamic, can do that vision thing, but can also pass the ball as well? So we'll see, man. We'll see indeed. Actually, I don't think so, Varna. The reason why I would say that is because the cam position, we're still lacking one person. That's the thing. So I think the club are trying to bring in someone as soon as possible. The thing, obviously, of Olise, he's probably going to be out because he got injured in June. He's going to be for 3 months. So July, August, September. You're looking at probably around about an October date for him to be coming back into the game. So it'll be a wait and see approach on that one. Yeah, he will definitely be, in my opinion, a good thing. And joining us is my good friend, Chopper Life. Yep, big up. And EE says, I'm fine with Kudus or Olise. Hey, bro, how you doing, man? How you doing, man?
I'm still. Just finished my last class of the semester, so.
Oh, man, congratulations, bro. Congratulations, man. Hope you went well, bro. Hope you went well, as I always say. Yeah. So, listen, man, we were speaking actually, before we go back into the camp situation, we're speaking on goalkeepers, bro. Are you moved by Robert Sanchez?
Nah. I think we talked about this last time. Sanchez, Sanchez just isn't a keeper that I rate. I mean, there's no. I mean, to be honest, there's no Spanish keeper that I rate right now. So between Kepa,
Fair enough.
Sanchez, De Gea, I mean, the only real decent one that you can probably look at is Raya, but we're not even in for Raya, and he's already agreed terms with Arsenal. So to be honest, with Sanchez, I know he's been benched, or he was benched most of last season, but even before that, he was still statistically the worst goalkeeper in the league before Steele took his place. So I mean, you can't necessarily judge goalkeepers on stats. It's very skewed when it comes to stats and goalkeepers compared to any other position.
Fair enough.
So you do have to take that with a grain of salt, but in terms of stats, but when you watch him and you see how he does things compared to Kepa, and it's just like there's not much of a difference, really. I mean, besides Kepa, besides Sanchez being probably slightly taller than Kepa, but he commands his box a lot better than Kepa, or his distribution is slightly better than Kepa, then I mean, there's those intangibles, or there's those attributes that you look at, but you also have to look at intangibles and say, is he, let's say, more dynamic than Kepa? Whether he's able to make certain saves better than Kepa. I mean, you say he's the same height, but I think they both have short arms, which we criticize Kepa for, but I mean, it's not really in his control. Is his positioning any better? Is he faster off his line?
That is
Does he
true.
read the game better? Is he more audacious or more like locked in certain situations? Because we always see Kepa, like, he'll have so little to do in certain games, but then all of a sudden 2 goals go in against us, and we're just like, we've been good all game, but all of a sudden, geez, yeah. So like EE is saying, we're basically doing them a favor. I mean, there was just this one tweet where it was like, oh, Chelsea are about to sign our best ever goalkeeper that we didn't help, that Brighton didn't help him enough even after Chelsea took our goalkeeping coach, and yada yada yada. And I mean, to a degree, you have to be like, maybe, but I mean, a goalkeeping coach can only do so much in training. I mean, we could probably say the same about Kepa when Czech left the club altogether. When Czech was here, Kepa had probably his best season ever at Chelsea, up to date, at least to date. But a goalkeeping coach can only do so much, and then when you get into a match setting, it's all on them.
Exactly.
And since it's all on them, and they're still not producing the goods, whether goalkeeping coach is here or not, then you really have to ask: was it really the coach, or was it just them not being able to apply certain things? Because commanding your box, being vocal, being quick off your line, making decisive decisions, your reflexes are something that you can't exactly train to a degree, but you should have them. It should just be a natural reaction as a goalkeeper. And you look at certain things like handling and decision making in terms of types of saves to make, when to punch the ball, when to palm it, when to come off your lines, stuff like that. You look at it from a Kepa and Sanchez standpoint, and you're just like, they don't have that all the time. I mean, just last season, Sanchez literally came out for the ball or came for a cross, and he just palmed it back in the direction of a goalkeeper,
I
and
saw, man.
it was just an open goal. So you just like, was it really the goalkeeping coach that made that, or the loss of his goalkeeping coach that situation occurred, or was it just that his decision making is just funky at times? So you just have to you just have to take it with a grain of salt. But I still don't rate Sanchez in that regard. He's not
Yeah.
much different to Kepa.
All right, fair enough. EE says, I think we're just doing Bryson a favor. I don't rate Sanchez that either. Fair enough. So yeah, just quickly, because I was speaking about obviously the possibility of either Kudus or Elise. Keisha says you have to remember we are playing against more low block teams. Kudus will suit us better. Olise is a Crystal Palace, as that the Crystal Palace teams don't pack the bus against them so much space. I actually would kind of disagree with that. The thing is right now, how many more teams are going to be playing the low block anymore in the league? Probably what now? Five
Um, well, looking at the league right now, a lot more teams
are playing mid blocks
don't.
now. They're not even playing
Yeah,
low blocks.
they're playing mid blocks, but mid blocks are just. I mean, you can't just. Well, mid blocks are just like standard midfields. Honestly, it's just like who has a better defensive midfield or who has a better midfield structure.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you can't get past the midfield, then you just can't get past the midfield. But I mean,
A lot more
we
these
could.
days is a lot more side play because a lot of the time we're doing a lot more side plays in general. So I just think for me,
Mhm.
I think it doesn't really matter. I think for me, Kudus is much more of a striking threat than I would say Olise is, and I think Olise, maybe when you need someone to thread the ball through, I think Olise can do that for you more so than Kudus. But again, it's just about what do you want your cam to be? Do you want your cam to be a bit more of a scorer, or do you want him to be a bit more of an assister? That's the
Mhm.
question you got. That's the question you got to ask yourself at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Mm,
because I mean, Elisa. I don't think Elisa is coming in to be
mm.
the right winger because we do have the Sterlings and the Maduekes and the who's the next brother?
Which one?
I
Cherky,
mean
Cherky.
Cherokee,
Oh,
but
oh.
I don't think Cherokee plays inverted, so
Yeah, I agree. Oh yeah,
I
big up
don't
Nick
think
Talk.
he's
Hope you
gonna
doing,
play on the right.
bro.
Cherokee plays inverted or in the 10, so there's no point bringing in Cherokee for that regard to play on the right wing, and we don't play Mudrik on the right either. I think he's
Mhm.
always just better on the left because
Exactly.
his ability to cut inside is insane. But I think at least in the 10, I mean, I think that's just purely based on stats
Hmm.
or how he's interpreted in the data that he's going to be playing in the 10 role. I mean, you see high volume of chances created and left foot and creating from deep ball carrying stuff like that. You see that and you're just like, yeah, those are 10 numbers, but he's doing it out on the right, while Eze or or Zaha. I mean, a lot of the times Eze and Zaha interswitch between the left and the center sometimes, so they're creating those chances through the middle or on the left. So, and then when you have Kudus, I mean, yeah, Kudus isn't as creative as Elise, but he's a lot more versatile in that sense, where you hear that he can play off the right, off the left, through the middle, a little deeper in the middle, in the 8, in the 6, apparently when he's playing for Ghana with Partey, um, or he plays in a false 9. And yeah, he has good ball striking ability, but I mean, you look at the overall bag, I would say, of each player, and you're always going to be taking Elise. Elise, I mean, probably Kudus is faster and better at striking the ball, but Elise for the position that they both play or tend to play, Elise is a lot better and also he has the Premier League experience.
Just
So,
quickly, obviously, we spoke about the right wing situation with you. We spoke about some of the goalkeeping situation with you. I actually was speaking about this just before you came actually, which was about the Chelsea apparently could be because soon to bid for like Tyler Adams for 20 million release clause. Why are your thoughts on that? Because I actually think it's a pretty good deal actually if he's depth. Then you can put Santos as a backup, in my opinion, to what I would assume to be Enzo. I think that would probably be what would happen, and then Tyler Adams would be back up to Caicedo, I would assume.
mm, yeah, I see that happening. I just don't.
Because for me, I think from what we know about Santos, isn't he like a lot more better in like the number 8 when he's doing the box to box thing, where he's a bit more able to be a bit more creative
A
than
lot of Brazilian fans say that
yeah.
again, Chelsea's misprofiling players,
Hmm.
where we're playing Santos in the 6 and saying, and yes, even though he
Hmm.
has greatly impressed, I have to say that he's greatly impressed in the 6. A lot of Brazil fans and the ones that watched Santos the most, they're saying that we're misprofiling him, and even though he can play 6 and he's had stints at centre back or right centre back in a back 3, that he's primarily an 8 and he's best with driving with the ball. So bringing in Tyler Adams, who is a natural 6, but I don't rate Tyler Adams on that level. I'll be honest. I just prefer to keep the
Oh,
USMNT um fan base just like out completely. They're just annoying.
yeah.
So they and
Oh, damn.
they'll probably just stir some shit up in the fan base the whole time. So I'd rather stay away from Tyler Adams for a fan base perspective. But it's not like he's a bad player, but it's not like he's definitely not Caicedo level, obviously, and he's probably not the best option out there.
You
Even
don't, you
regarding
don't think
injury,
he's good enough for depth, bro? I think he's good enough for depth, Tyler Adams. He had a really good season last season, I would say, as well.
he's good for depth, but like still, I mean, you look at how Leeds played last season. Yeah, they conceded the most goals, and their midfield just got ran through over
But
and
he
over
wasn't
and
even
over.
playing for like a good portion of that season because remember he was injured.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
So
I mean,
you
when he
can't even,
came back, it didn't make a big difference. So
I mean, yeah, but because if your team is failing, even if you try to come in, one man's not going to change the whole thing. I would argue, but I think for me, at the end of the day, he's good depth. He's one you can keep on the bench, and if you need to use, you can use efficiently. Obviously, the fact is still considering. I think possibly you could also make the argument because Alvarez will probably cost you 40 million euros. It's much more. Tyler Adams, you probably be getting a lot more bang for your buck if you pay over 20 million for him at the end of the day. So I think for me, it just
that's
makes
true.
sense.
In comparison to Alvarez,
Yeah.
Tyler Adams is a very good deal. But I mean, between Adams and Alvarez, what's much of a difference? I mean, not in I mean in terms of ability.
Big up
Yeah,
PC there.
take offense to it. I don't like you motherfuckers.
Oh, dearie me. He's not right. Well, he's actually agreeing if he said he's not wrong about the majority of them. So that's what he's saying. Hey,
Oh, yeah, he's not wrong, but yeah.
yeah. I
Take
thought he
offense.
said, I feel offended by that UFC fan take. However, you're not wrong about the majority of them. Oh
Yeah,
my god. Did you see that video, by the way? The one was like about Messi, about the American podcaster saying the
bro,
penalty free
I
kick.
hate I hate that video
Oh
so
my
much.
lord. Yo,
I watched like the first 20 seconds of it, and they were showing the clips of it being of Messi taking a free kick and them calling it a penalty, and I just locked it off. That was the dumbest thing I ever had to witness. Oh
That's what
my
I'm
god.
saying, man. I don't understand, bro. Like, guys, surely, like, I'm from what I hear, you guys play like football, like when you were kids or something. Like, I'm pretty sure you would know that's not a penalty free kick. I've never had penalty free kick in my life, broski. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, they're just giving mics to everybody. Not everybody deserves a
The
microphone.
podcasting equipment needs to be banned, man. You know what I'm saying? They need to raise the price of podcasting equipment, man, because you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
they
man.
need to raise the price. This is
Because
it's
they be
getting down
giving
to
the mic to anyone, man. They be putting the mic in the ends. They be putting the mic in the, you know what I mean? They might need to be putting the mic in the McDonald's, you know what I mean? But behind the scenes,
yeah,
something
just
got to
put the
be.
mic in the McDonald's. Something.
That's it. We see when he's working for you. That's it.
Just keep it out these sports people's hands, man. Oh
Sir to
my
God, man.
days.
Stephen A. Smith, man, he's ruined the culture, man. Sir to God, man. That guy, I actually have a hatred for that guy more than a lot of people. Him and what's his name? The guy, Skip Bayless. Oh my God, sports debate.
Nah, if Skip Bayless ever touches football, I'm blocking it off.
Bro, Stephen A. tried to touch football, bro. Zero ball knowledge. If I was talking about,
Nah. He needs to stick to American football and basketball, man.
man, keep those bad takes there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep those
Just
bad
let
takes over there.
just if you want to talk about football in the US, man, just bring over some ex players from England or
Unironically,
something.
unironically, what's their names? CBS Sports here. They actually do really good football takes. Actually, unironically, shout out to them. Even though they don't even have the
Ye-
but shout out to them. Oh yeah, so obviously, this is. I'm just doing a quick roundup now, guys. 21 Ballon Review here. Come on, get me to 360 subscribers. Only 4 of you guys to subscribe to me. Please do so. Again, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Yeah, man. Obviously, it seems that the Vlahovic Lukaku thing, is it happening? Is it not happening? I'm hearing Biz have been thrown in, hearing Biz have not been thrown in. Apparently, Chelsea are now not convincing Vlahovic and still discussing internally. So probably by tonight, we're going to probably find out anyway. Whether or not
Yeah,
something's
man.
happening or not, yeah.
I mean, I'd prefer just Lukaku going altogether. I don't want Vlahovic. I'd just keep Vlahovic away, man.
Why though? You know what I'm saying? I actually gave some reasons to why I didn't want him. What for you is
I mean, like Matisse said in his video or in
Mhm.
his last video,
They got
he's
Matisse, yeah.
like, yeah, man, big him up every time. But like he said, you have to question why Juventus spent about 70 mil on him just last season, and they're just willing to let him go by any means necessary, whether that means bringing in Lukaku and a little bit of cash, or just a straight swap deal for Lukaku. And you just have to wonder, why on earth are they so willing or so gung ho on getting rid of him after one season, after
Mm,
spending so much money on him? And it's just like, yeah, you have to look at it from that perspective. Like, what's going on behind the scenes? I mean, yeah, you can say Allegri tax, but we all know. But I mean, Vlahovic isn't really helping that attack regardless. I mean, we can say Allegri is this donkey, or his tactics are prehistoric or stuff
he's
like that.
playing
But
terrorist football.
yeah, such and such. But I mean, when Tuchel was playing so-called terrorist football, we were getting goals out of Werner and Havertz. But when it's Allegri, he can't get goals out of arguably one of the best strikers in the last, or that the Serie A has seen in the last 10 years. And considering Vlahovic's age as well, he's 22.
Mm.
Like, he's not even close to his prime. He has about 5+ years before he reaches his prime years in striker terms. And Juventus are willing to give up on him so quickly after one season. You just have to be like, something's not right. Red flag everywhere. Yeah, Allegri tax. I mean, to be honest, it's, if you're only using Allegri tax as the only excuse as to why Vlahovic is not banging, then yeah, it's a BS excuse. But if you if you say Allegri tax in one sense and then give another set of reasons why Vlahovic is not working, then it's a justifiable thing. Because I mean, apparently at one point Allegri had Vlahovic playing at wing back for some game or in certain situations, and Chiesa is playing left wing back or right wing back instead of right wing, left wing, and stuff like that. So you just have to be like, you have to just join them together.
We got whatever, bro. How if you do that, bro?
Okay, yeah,
Olympics.
yeah, yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I hear that. I hear
Mm,
that.
he played with terrorists. That was crazy, true. But
That
listen,
is
man.
that is crazy, especially with two
But
Germans up top. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
mm,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
yeah, let's move on, man. Let's move on before we get
Yeah, move
cancelled.
on, move on,
But
move on. CIA watching.
yeah, that's it. But no. But honestly, I think of Vlahovic, bro. If you can get a cheap deal for him, and it gets out Lakaka, bro, I'm telling you, man, that is cash money, bro. I think I'll take that out. I'll actually hold that out, bro.
It
I'll,
depends. It depends. It depends on how willing you are to firm potentially Vlahovic not banging to get Lukaku out. I mean, is Lukaku out at any means, by any means necessary? Yes, but are you willing to firm Vlahovic on high wages and possibly not banging in more than Lukaku in his first season, or in however many seasons he'll be here, just for the sake of Lukaku going? Like, I don't think I'm ready to do that. I mean, if you're gonna exile Lukaku like we exiled Drinkwater or something, having beefing with the 16-year-olds and the high schoolers and the dev squad, but not to potentially get not to have to rely
Mhm.
on Vlahovic having an outrageous season, or us having to coach and revive his his career just because we want to get Lukaku out. I'm not willing to risk Jackson and Brojo,
The
who
thing
have,
with Broha, bro, I'm gonna be real, man. I think that guy is going out alone. I just there's
he
something in me.
probably he
There's
probably
something.
is.
There's something in me that's just telling me the fact that he didn't go in preseason was already something like I was a bit confused about. Like, because I've seen people like, or maybe he's still healing from his injury, even though he was doing preseason training with the guys. But it's like, if he was doing preseason training with the guys, he could have still done it overseas with them and still trained with them. Why didn't he not go? It
Hmm,
just for
hmm.
me it doesn't make sense, right? It just doesn't for me. It just didn't make sense. That's why. So, like,
I
I
think
definitely, I think for
I
me
think
that
it's the
guy.
nature of the injury, though.
But the thing is, ACL injury, bro. He came back from the injury earlier than expected. He was training in preseason before the other guys came in, 2 to 3 weeks before, apparently. So that's the
Yeah,
thing for me.
I think he may have come back way too early. I think he was like a month or two ahead of schedule. A
So you
month or
think it was
two.
almost like a Chilwell situation where he came back a bit too early? Because remember, Chilwell was he also
Yeah,
came back a bit early.
there's some players who just like, for instance, Lucas Hernandez. I mean, we all know that Bayern Munich have some freakish physios, so I can understand if Broja was under those physios and came back early. But under our physios, I don't know about that. I mean, Reece James has had his fair share of battles with trying to come back early in preparation for the World Cup. Or Chilwell, he comes back and he's just instantly injured again. Reece coming back and he's instantly injured again. Zakaria comes back and he's instantly injured again. Kovacic comes back and he's instantly injured again.
Mm-hmm.
You see that pattern, and you just like, you see Broja come back from a 9-month minimum healing process injury 1.5 months to 2 months early, and you're just like, there's no possible way, unless we've somehow snatched Bayern's physios from under their noses without anybody knowing, then there's no possible way he comes back from it. And then he's training with the ball so early as well. I mean, you have to heal the injury first, which is a good 8 to 9 months, and then ball work doesn't start until like a month after that. And he's starting ball work 2 months before he's supposed to come back from fully healing the injury itself, rather than just like after the injury, and he has the grace period and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, it just makes no sense.
We got the big man in the building. Big up, Surfer, bro. How you doing, man?
Yeah, all good, man. Sorry I wasn't earlier. I do apologize.
No, man. Honestly, it's all right, bro. It's always good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
see
Glad
the
it's
old
good.
brief. I see the briefing war has started.
You see that, man? You know what I mean?
Doesn't this remind? Doesn't it? Do you remember at the end of the Mount transfer? Do you remember when and then they went, United are looking at this guy, and then a few hours later, our press said Bayern Munich are entered the race for Mason Mount and stuff like that. Doesn't this remind you of like that? You know, suddenly this morning, an unnamed club, but we could definitely rule out it's not Liverpool, and now it's supposedly some Saudi club. Well, if you know it's a Saudi club, name the club. Yeah, if you know it's a Saudi club, name them. Name the club specifically. Yeah, just name them. Why is it unnamed club?
I just think for me, before you just continue, the thing for me is the Tyler Adams stuff is not new though. That's the thing. That's the only thing that's confusing about the brief, because there's Adams and like Alvarez seem to be like some form of like backup option we're looking for. Once you bring in Caicedo though, once you bring him in, it seems so. I'm not sure. I'm not too sure.
If Tyler Adams is a backup, then fine.
Yeah.
But I think Tyler Adams is more linked to possibly a Gallagher response to that than a Caicedo thing. I don't think it's.
They're different. Tyler Adams and
Tyler Adams is also a 6 though, Surfer. He plays like the CDM role. That's the thing.
Yeah, but but Gallagher, I don't know what he is, but.
What is Gallagher? That's the question.
What is Gallagher? Yeah, someone tell me what he is. Apart from a guy who steals a wage at the moment, but no, I don't know what it is, man. The Caicedo thing, I'm not even. You know, when it comes to if this gets done, because you have to say if still. It's gonna be weird. My response to it's gonna be very like. It's not gonna be like It's gonna be like. I don't have to talk about whether this guy's going to be coming or not now anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's just in now. You know, it's just done.
Yeah, it's just gotten old, bro.
Yeah, it's like, fine, okay. You know, I'm more interested in if what's happening more of like a Kudus and Elise thing or something like that now. I'm just bored.
Yeah, man. I think for me, it's looking more and more like in that situation. Before we continue on, I actually genuinely believe that that's looking like a Elise thing that's gonna happen. I'll be real.
What's very strange is you see that they our guys said the Chelsea think of him more as a 10.
Yeah, and they're trying to keep Angelo Gabriel as well, which is kind of a nice thing to watch.
Yeah, and the Kudos thing is very quiet for both Chelsea and Arsenal.
Mhm.
It's gone quiet
So
all of a sudden. It's very strange.
unless Chelsea are doing the smokescreen situation, which they kind of did with Disasi, where they were saying, "Oh, we're going for Gurhi,"
Yeah.
and boom, Disasi's the one who got through the door. I have no idea.
I
There
can't
you
lie.
go.
If he had brought in Gurhi instead of Disasi, I would have been pissed.
Oh, you think you rate Disasi higher than Cowell?
Not Colwell. I said instead of Gurhi.
No, do you rate him? Sorry, do you rate him higher than Gurhi? Sorry, I should say.
Well, I can't make a decision on Disasi because I don't watch him. I'm not gonna make a decision like that. But I don't rate Gurhi enough in that sense to be like, yeah, I'll take him over Disasi. I mean, when you look at the centre back, whose aerial stats are terrible. I mean, he's winning like barely over half of his headers or his aerial duels. And then you look at the Disasi, who's a six, however much, like 6'3" unit, and his stats are saying that he's winning aerial duel after aerial duel, and he's a set piece threat. And somehow he's left the season at Monaco with like over 5 goal contributions and stuff. He's just like, yeah, we need an aerial threat at the back because our centre backs are looking thin in the aerial department. I mean, we're playing a 39-year-old 5'10" Thiago Silva. I mean, yeah, in the last game against Fulham, he rose up. He rose up and got to that header. But how consistently is he gonna do that? I mean, how often can you rely on a 39-year-old centre back who's 5'10", even though height in a lot of cases does not matter in terms of defending. But I mean, he's just that physical presence at the back, and he's a lot more physically imposing compared to Gurhi, who's a lot smaller, thinner, not as muscular, not as athletic compared to what I'm hearing about Disasi. So
yeah,
I'd say I've seen enough of Gurhi, or I know enough about Gurhi to be like, I'll take quite a few centre backs, even though I haven't watched them, over him.
Guys, so this is 1 hour and a half we've been streaming so far. We're heading into the last half an hour. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. We're literally 4 away from 360 subscribers. Let's get to 460 subscribers. Only 4 of you. I'm pretty sure 4 of you are not subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. Lovely job.
Yeah, man.
Hey, so just quickly, on will Chelsea before Mbappe? I don't think so.
No.
That guy is heading.
That'd be the ultimate smoke screen, bro. That'd be the ultimate smoke screen. You're talking about Elise and
pump fake.
Mbappe.
Pump fake. The ultimate pump fake Euro step to backwards dunk.
100%.
God.
Imagine by like tomorrow, Friday, it says that we've bid for Mbappe, and then all of a sudden on Saturday we wrap up Sanchez, Elise, and Caicedo on that day. That would be the funniest shit ever.
Honestly, but then I'm going to see Chelsea wouldn't surprise me. So, speaking of defenders, what is the latest on Chalobah? I don't know what's the latest on Chalobah.
Apparently,
go ahead, bro.
Apparently, Inter are the most interested team. Well, I mean, we've known this for ages.
Why are we doing that?
They want to do, obviously, and in typical Inter fashion, they want to do a loan.
Yeah.
With an option to.
Nope.
Hell no.
Fuck
nope.
No.
No.
I'm actually sick of them, you know. I actually hate them. I genuinely hate them.
I'd put them on the block.
Big up Stephanie.
I'd put them on the block. I wouldn't even take their phone calls.
Yeah,
I don't think I've hated a team more than Inter right now.
You know
besides Arsenal, obviously. Besides Arsenal,
you know what they try and do? I bet even
that man.
I bet even when they call us, they try and reverse the charges. Make us pay for the call. That's what they try and do.
They call the bank and say, "Yo, that wasn't us. That was a scam call.
They're cheap, man.
It was a scam call."
These guys gave us a different Onana price than what they did to Man United. They were pay
what's
more
that
for
about?
Onana. Yeah, exactly.
The ultimate scammers, man. I'm telling you, man. They love scamming us, bro. You know what?
They settled for 55 million for Onana for Man United, but they were
giving us pay 60, 65.
They were asking us to pay 70, bro. 70, not even 60,
Yeah, they were
65. They were asking for 70.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
But they're
This guy's
you know what hurts as well. You know what hurts as well, yeah, because like I'm a big I'm a big like anime fan, yeah. They've actually got one of my favorite like football animes, yeah. So anime.
oh
mangas.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's annoying too. You know, I saw it on
That's
Instagram
such
and I
a
was
vibe, bro.
vexed.
I was
I
so
was
vexed, too, bro.
vexed.
I was so vexed as well. I was like,
I was so
oh,
vexed.
they got the guy that I actually like to read about. As the
Oh my days.
oh, no,
Oh, the anime
man.
collab. I was so vexed. I was so vexed.
Honestly,
I
was so pissed. Actually, let me show you that picture actually, because I can actually show this.
Nah, it was such a sick poster too. But I saw it and I saw that it was in, and I was just like, I can't like it. I can't do it. I just have to hate.
Because they got this. This is it, yeah. So this is Blue Lock here.
Oh
and
no, there was another one.
I saw another one too. I saw the other one too. This
that one. Oh, but that is so cold.
That was really.
That is
look
so
at that.
cold.
Look at that Paramount Plus that we could have had on the front of it.
Yeah, we could have had that too, you know. But no, the Premier League's like, nah.
Nah, man, they cooked us, man. But listen, guys, yeah, we've spoken a lot about what's it called. We've spoken a lot about what we want from different positions and the transfer needs. But obviously, you've got a big game today, as you guys all know. Oh, why is my camera decided to move like that?
Oh damn, we have a game today. That's great.
Yeah, we'll have a game today, which is 1:30 a.m. UK time. But I'll be live with my boy Marshall, who's from Casually FC. Me and him are going to be going having a watch along together to go and watch the game with you guys. Give our thoughts and feelings while giving you a nice little cheeky live stream commentary. This time though, it's not. Luckily, I can actually watch this here on my computer alongside the chat now because it's actually on Chelsea TV rather than the PL series, which is really great and everything. And so guys, I actually want to get your thoughts. Obviously, it's Borussia Dortmund final game. We're probably going to be seeing somewhat of the final formation, possibly without that. Plus, some of the other guys. Obviously, the Sartre is not going to be able to play because he's just completed his medical. Probably getting pictures taken and stuff, so you're not going to probably see him. So, what are you guys expecting from the game, and who do you guys think must perform in this game? So I'll start with you, Safa. I'll start because he hasn't spoken as much, Safa. So Safa,
I got you.
Go ahead, Burski.
First of all, I am worried this is we haven't got no other scheduled game before Liverpool because it's 10 days, 11 days. I'm worried that there's no actual schedule, whether there might be behind the closed door ones, but we don't know if those are really intense or not. You know what I mean? So, so I think I would like to see Colwell start tonight, especially after the contract signing. Kepa. Sterling, if he starts, has to do something. Let me see. Midfield, I'd like to see Santos start because I presume he's going to be it, especially if
Santos and Enzo probably,
Caicedo. And if he's fit, I need to see Mudryk get more minutes. And we'd like to see if Madueke's fit as well, him on the bench.
I think
something like that. I want to see Nico Jackson and Nkunku. Yeah, that's actually a good. That's a. Oh, you put Chalobah in, did you? Okay.
Yeah, because we also going to put that Gilchrist or who else? Because there's no one else.
Humphreys.
Humphreys. Can you play RCB or Humphreys? That's what I'm asking you. I don't know. That's fine.
Yeah, Humphreys
is right foot.
He's a right-footed centre back.
I put Bashir. I can see.
Humphreys has been so good this preseason.
Oh yeah, fair enough. So yeah, that's so. Listen, this is the squad that I did before everyone came in. So I had Jackson up front, Mudryk on the left, Nkunku, Sterling, Santos, Enzo, Chilwell, Cole, Bashir, James, and Kepa. Obviously, we're probably going to be seeing Disasi for Liverpool. Maybe Caicedo is probably going to be the guy that's going to be playing that position there. And Nkunku probably will come on.
Thiago Silva still starts with Liverpool.
Yeah, I think Thiago Silva will start at Liverpool just to make sure that Disasi and
I think it was what I don't want Thiago Silva to start is like the Luton when he doesn't need to. Do you know what I mean? That's when you don't start Thiago Silva.
I don't know, man. I was thinking starting against Liverpool because
I don't think Disasi will be ready for Liverpool.
But plus, Disasi's like, I think Disasi knows he's coming in not to be first choice. Do you know what I mean, at the moment, he's going to come.
I think he is.
I think at the moment he probably is first choice, though. I would argue
he is. I think
Really?
we're gonna give Silva a bit of a break. I mean,
No, I know
pushing
that. I'm
40.
just saying, like,
Let's
I'm
be
just
honest.
saying. I think
But I mean, Disasi is a reaction to Fofana.
Disasi is covered. If we Disasi's a cover to Fofana, but possibly not 100%, and it's a shame, really, not 100% faith in Chalobah to get to get us through the season, because we do have four centre backs before Disasi comes in and Fofana out injured. So Badiashile on his way back, and he might be back even quicker. He's already in training and stuff like that, but obviously he's not really had a pre-season, so he's going to be a bit slow off the start. So
that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, so get more minutes in Silva, maybe.
So for me to counter I was just going to counter your point quickly, Safa. So the counter that I would give to your point is that obviously it seems that this season is going to be Silva's last season. I would assume the club would probably want to phase him out, right? So, and the thing is with Disasi, you're probably bringing Disasi to compete with Fofana, and also he's also the backup that you have in the case that Fofana is not going to be good enough and going to be continuously injury prone. So
I'm not disagreeing with you. I've even said to you before that I think this is the season, even with less games, to start phasing out Silva.
Yeah.
Because of the age and everything like that. And also, I've said to you as well, when we play Thiago Silva in a 4, the midfield drops deeper.
Exactly. Yeah.
To cover that. We saw it especially it was against Brighton, I think. But we saw it anyway in one of the definitely not pre-season games. We saw them drop
a line with Silva though.
Right, but what I saw is that they actually dropped. I don't know if it was by design or anything like that, or they felt they needed to drop deeper. I
think it was. I don't think it was that. I think it was probably like a mid-game call by them on the pitch. It's just like a reaction thing, because what we tend to see with our midfield
so they were
is that they don't show for the ball a lot.
Exactly.
With our midfield, they don't tend to show the ball for a lot. So what I'm thinking is Silva's just calling that audible in the middle of the game, just like, yo, drop back and come get the ball from me. Because so many times we see Silva having to move up with the ball and then force a long pass because the midfielders don't want to take the ball off of him. Like,
I think maybe it's a bit different.
The ball off of him. Sometimes Enzo doesn't want to take the ball off of him, but we see Enzo now wanting to take a lot more responsibility, especially with J5 gone, especially that he's the main midfielder now. Exactly. And he's going to start making things happen. And especially how we're moving in the transfer market, where we're trying to get him some help in the midfield. And I think Santos is okay with being that kind of sweeper kind of midfielder, the destroyer, where he's taking on players for in transition and so on, and then giving the ball to Enzo and letting Enzo do his thing, where he's picking out passes, he's threading the lines, he's switching the play, stuff like that. I think Enzo is now taking more of that responsibility role off of Silva, because too many times we see Silva having to take the ball up into the midfield by himself and forcing passes out to Chilwell, out to Mudryk, out to Sterling, out to James way too often. And it's just like we're playing sideways way too much instead of through the midfield where we can have the opportunities.
Yes,
I think though that the difference in this Poch ball, I hate the term something ball like that. I really do. I don't even know what I said. I know. In terms of the way we play, though, for this whole team, even some of the players that have been here for a while, I'm going to have to get used to the fact that now there's actual players up front that run after the ball who can control it better as well. That they can actually pass it without fear of them losing it and getting it back or getting it run at them in the next within 30 seconds. And maybe that's in terms of even the midfield, even the defense going. Actually, the midfield can push up a bit more because you've got a point of attack where we know someone's going to hold it up and stuff like that. Or
I think
then or things like that.
I think this season now with the players that we have, now with the Nkunkus, now with Mudryk finding his confidence, with the Madueke, with the Andre Santos, the Enzos, the Jacksons, and whoever else we potentially bring in. These are players that don't hide from the ball. They want the ball. They want to do something with the ball. It's not like a Jorginho, a Gallagher. It's not whoever else that we had before. Who
I don't think it's a safety first thing for some of these players.
Yeah, like the Kovacic's, the Mounts. Even though
they're willing to lose it,
hide away from the ball, but
they're willing to try and do something and possibly lose the ball instead of doing safety first, and then you lose momentum. You know me, Ahmed. I've said this: we're the worst counter-attacking team. Definitely in the Premier League over the last few years, and possibly in Europe. We're the worst, of the big clubs. We're the worst.
Havertz and Mounts final balls, bro.
I can't remember. I think the greatest counter attack we had in the past 3 years was a offside goal against Brentford in the 21-22 season.
Nah, I think it was probably that Liverpool goal in the cup final where Lukaku was ruled offside. I think that was one of our best.
See another one, right? It's ruled offside. See how goals are like.
Yeah, but it was ruled off. It was ruled offside, but it was offside by like a fucking toenail.
But you see that we can only pick 2 offside goals in the past 3 years of counter-attacking football.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
Or maybe would you count the Champions League final goal an offside goal? Not an offside, a counter-attacking goal, or is it just like we just had the ball and we just threaded it through them just like that? Or was
because I went back to the goalkeeper. So I don't really count it as a counter-attack. I would like counter-attack, but like we stop someone playing, got the ball
in the midfield, and then and then do it like that. Because at the start of the goal, if it's with start with the goalkeeper, just go that as a start of an attack. There are some counters that start with the goalkeeper. Honestly, you win it up near your box, and then you pass it back to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper dishes it out, and then you make your plays turn there. But I understand it. I mean, more counter attacking.
I still think though. But even in that instance, we're only still picking out 3 in the last 3 years we can think of. But even like chances and stuff like that, it's just nice. I love there's more pace in this team. I just like the fact that it plays a lot quicker in this. And I still like. Once we started this conversation,
that goes back to the safety first thing. I mean, it's not like we just
back to passing it back.
It's not like we didn't have pace in the team. It's just that the players that we had,
even when we had the wing
weren't
backs.
ambitious with the ball.
Yeah,
even that. I mean, we have Reece James and Chilwell as wing backs, and we were still playing safe. I mean, Reece James and Chilwell are probably like one of the most powerful duos. I mean, I don't rate Chilwell that much anymore, but back then we had probably in that period, but in that period they were probably one of the best centre back pairings. I'm not centre back, best wing back pairings in the league.
They were scoring a lot of goals as well, if you remember.
In terms of outputs, in terms of build up.
Yeah,
they're just fast. They're strong. They whip in the crosses and stuff like that. But
now it's like even now when you've got someone like Jackson who's willing to run beyond the defender, you now have somebody who can put even short passes. Look at that goal against Newcastle.
Yep. One thing I will say, one thing I will say quickly is that I think now, especially when you look at like. When we're trying to put the ball into the box now, there's more than one person now in the box now. We've got four people now, 5 people coming in trying to crash into the box to try to get that ball, which is great. Obviously, so
it's instinctive.
Now,
it's
so now
coaching,
we're actually,
it's instinctive now.
Exactly. And guys, just over 1 hour 45 minutes in. Bunch of you guys in here as well. Please make sure again to like and subscribe. You know what I mean? 3 away from 360 subscribers. And listen, man, we're bringing you more content. You can see us here at 1 a.m. with my good buddy Marshall from Casual FC for the Chelsea versus Borussia Dortmund watch along. So I just actually wanted to continue on. I think the passing through the middle has been a big thing for us because at the time we obviously had Chilwell. Not Chilwell. We had Jorginho, right? Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic. Kante was not someone that Kante was. He could break up play, But in terms of position play football, you know what I'm saying? Like Kovacic he's very good dribbler. Don't get me wrong, can hold the ball well, but there was no outlets on the sides. You know what I'm saying? Pulisic was not available.
Kante's best midfield partner was Matic. We still haven't replaced Matic.
Exactly.
Jorginho was. People will say,
I agree,
Jorginho was. People will say, Jorginho
Mm.
was this and that, and Euros men's player of the year, stuff like that, third in the Ballon d'Or. But I mean, that's all smoke and mirrors because without Kante beside him, Jorginho ain't winning shit. Let's just be honest.
And Barella, let's be honest. Barella, look, I tell you, that season was cooking. I'll be real.
Yeah, but like people were saying Jorginho's the key to this, Jorginho's the key to that. You know he's not. Jorginho's just there to recycle the ball. He's just there to hold it and then give it to somebody else and let them do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Jorginho doesn't win those awards without a Barella or a Locatelli beside him. He doesn't win the Champions League without a Kante beside him. He doesn't win a lot of that stuff that he's won without somebody beside him. If he didn't have those people beside him, which he didn't at Napoli, then why was nobody talking about him like that at Napoli? He only had those partners when he came to Chelsea, and those Italy partners while he was at Chelsea when Barella was bursting onto the scene and Locatelli was making his name again. So it's just like, I mean, we talk about midfields and Kante and so on, Kovacic. Kante and Kovacic are way too similar in the sense that they're both ball carriers, and it's just like leaving Jorginho behind. Yes, Kante is really good at tracking back and winning the ball and so on, but on the ball, Kante isn't always the best. He has his moments where he runs through the whole field, but then the end product is not there. Kovacic, no end product whatsoever. He's just really damn good at carrying the ball and beating players.
Mm-hmm.
The disrespect on Jorginho. Look, I'll give Jorginho his flowers. He's still a donkey at the end of the day. So I don't care. I don't care.
Me and Jared disagree on Jorginho, so because like he knows I actually am a big fan of Jorginho. I think for me, Jorginho, the thing that's always hurt him was his pace. That's the only thing that I would say that's the thing.
That's easy to say,
but even the team around him was not helping him. Like, you know, a lot of the time we wanted the final balls from him, or like the most and everything. But he was providing the most passes into the final third. He was doing a lot of the stuff. He was the most available out of all of the midfielders. If you're being honest, a lot of stuff like, you know, has not talked about that he's actually done as a good thing. But listen, man, we close Jorginho. You know, say he's at Arsenal now. But actually, speaking of Arsenal,
he's an up.
Speaking of Arsenal, actually, the reason why I actually brought this up like a while ago, but I was letting you guys obviously finish your little healthy conversation, which was actually pretty good and interesting. Apparently, Gabriel Jesus has had knee surgery. Apparently, so he's going to be
our problem though.
No. But the reason why I'm actually bringing that up because you know what I mean. Certain guy that used to play for Chelsea in the number 9 position might be had to be the number 9 over there, so you never know. So can I have a what the remontada back to number 9? Yeah, hey, we'll love to see it. But that's why actually that's the reason why I brought it up genuinely. But yeah, so going back to obviously the Borussia Dortmund game, so I would just give my general thoughts and opinions. Preview. I think this is like a kind of like a big game before Liverpool. Obviously, you want to be get. Yeah, I don't think this. Obviously, biggest test, that's fine by me, but I actually want to hone in on the fact that I want to see a lot more. I think with Nkunku, yes, he's been scoring goals, but I haven't been seeing that, you know, I want to see a bit more from Nkunku, more so in terms of his interlinking play, his passes, more so I want to see a bit more available in the final third, in my opinion. And I want to see a bit more of a connection between Nkunku and Jackson, because that's probably the two guys that are probably going to be starting in the beginning of the Premier League season this season, in my opinion, which is now in less than, that's 14, 13, 12, 11 days away. 11 days away. So that's so literally, you know, we need to be seeing something there. Obviously, Sterling again, you know, he's had mid performances, he's had all right performances. I want to see something from Enzo, in my opinion. Not Enzo, sorry, Sterling, I should say. I'm speaking on Sterling. Sterling's not been having great performances. We need to see something new, Sterling, big man. We need to see this is a bit opposition. You've scored against them before. I want to see a bit more from you now. Obviously, Mudryk is going to be hopefully going to be playing today. That's my theory anyway. So Mudryk, I want to be seeing you demanding them on. I want to see Mudryk demand the ball more, because it's great that you're always in a space and you get the pass the ball. You're doing great stuff, but you need to start demand the ball from Enzo, from Santos, from Chilwell, whoever may be on that side. Demand the ball more. You know what I'm saying? And make those runs as well. That's what I need to see from Mudryk at the end of the day. So, and going back to the pivot, Santos, keep doing what you're doing, bro. You're doing a good job in my opinion anyway. Enzo, let's see a bit more of you again in the final third. Try to create that chemistry between you and Cuckoo, you and Sterling, you and Mudryk, maybe you and Jackson as well. Because obviously we saw Liverpool, man, their defense is, you know what I mean? The defense on the right hand side, no Trent.
Yeah, the defense is shaky.
So you know what I mean. So you know what I'm saying. I want to see a bit more, DOP play from you, which is deep line playmaker for sure. And yeah, man, Chilwell, keep looking. You looked okay defensively. I can't lie to you. The last game. You didn't think so? I think he looks better than he usually is. He looks better than he usually is, though. That's it, Jared.
Yeah, but I mean, he looks better than he usually is because he didn't have much. He didn't have much to do. That's the thing. He didn't have much to do defensively. When we switched up the team in the second half, you saw a lot more of the defensive work in general because and Cucurella was getting cooked for it. I mean, I believe Cucurella is a better defender than Chilwell. But Chilwell is better at attacking than Cucurella, and it's not a wild take, and it's not something that's like not common knowledge. Everybody knows it. They're different left backs. I just prefer Cucurella because I don't want to have two fullbacks who are so good at attacking, but one is so weak at defending that it's just like it's just an exploitation point.
I gotta disagree with you on that one, Big Man. I'll be real, man.
I'm
not trying to.
Okay.
I'm not trying to see Cucurella left back. I can't lie to you. I'm sorry.
No. I'm trying to see.
Bro, you're just trying to see us get violated, bro. That's what you're trying to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're trying to do.
Nah, man. Chill's a bum.
Listen, the thing about Chill that I always give props here. Going forward, bro, he's actually decent. That's the one thing I always give Chill.
Don't get it twisted. Chilwell is good up front, but at the back, keep that nigga away. No, I'm telling you, if your left back's best attributes are his speed, his crossing, and his ball striking ability, what the hell are we doing here? He's just a faster Marcus Alonso. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Let's keep it 100 P's. Let's just keep it 100. Just keep it a buck 50. Hey, keep it P. Keep it P, bro.
No, I can't lie to you, man. Listen.
Oh no.
Listen,
keep
man,
it P.
Listen, man. At least they got. Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? The amount of goals they let happen on the other side, they're at least equalizing. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, our left back position is actually cooked.
No, yeah, I've been saying that for a while. I can't lie to you. I've been saying that for a long time. It's really good. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, unless a loan offer or 30 to 35 million bid happens for that side on Cucurella, Matson's not playing there anytime soon.
Bro, unless I see Maatsen do. No, I don't think Matson's going to be playing left back for us.
He's going to be playing forward. He's probably going to be playing a lot more forward. I'll be honest.
He's going to be playing. He's going to be playing along that front three. He's definitely going to be playing there.
You really call him English Alonso, dude? That's crazy.
Yes.
Hey, Safa, bro.
That's my guy.
What are your thoughts, bro? Are you willing to call Chilwell the English Alonso? I don't think so. No need.
I'm not willing to call anyone Alonso. That's a crime. But
they both stink defensively, and their best attributes are ball striking and crossing. Even though Alonso's crossing was weak at so many points, I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to. I think the left back situation is quite. I think the left back situation this summer has probably opened a lot of people's eyes out. Maybe we could possibly have one left back if we split two of them together. Chilwell's attacking and Cucurella's defensive stuff. But then I've seen both shaky in defence. The thing about Cucurella I don't like is that he leaves his position and goes steaming after the ball. And that's the only problem I have. That with Newcastle, he's really good goal, defensively. The Newcastle goal was his fault. His fault. He went out of position. Yeah, that's the problem I have though. And it's okay. It's possibly okay if you're playing a back five because you've got another additional defender there. But if you're playing a back four, that's basically like a whole gap. Right there, and we saw it. You see the thing with Cucurella, yeah. The thing with Cucurella is,
let's not.
you know,
Raul, big man. Let's not do that. Big
hey,
man.
no.
Nah,
Let's
come on,
let's
Come on.
nah, I
Let's
mean,
not.
come on.
Kelman. No, I'm saying Kelman now. Let's
Come
calm
on,
down.
I mean,
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's have some decorum here.
That's like
Decorum,
saying, why
please.
did we sell Zappa Costa? Do you know what I mean? On the right.
Oh no! Let's have some decorum. I don't want to hear that man's name, please.
Oh man, don't talk about Zappa Costa.
Please,
No.
no.
Damn, bro, we've had some crazy fullbacks.
I don't know
Some
what
shit
Sarri was
players.
thinking. Sorry, my brother. Your tactics they're phenomenal, but that talent ID, my brother, stay away, please. Zappa Costa.
That's
I never seen
Zappa
as
Costa.
fullback.
He was under Conte. We signed him under Conte.
Yeah,
17.
He
bro.
was.
Yeah, we signed
Oh,
him.
that's crazy.
Yeah, we
Never
signed him, yeah.
mind.
Yeah. He was in
My
that
bad,
terrible
sorry.
league.
My bad. Hey, whoa. Better than who?
I think you said
Then
Cucurella.
Cucurella.
Yeah, I know. He's
I
taking the
agree,
piss,
though.
though. He's taking the
Alright.
piss. Nah, you're taking the
fair
piss. No,
How
you see the thing
How
about
come
Cucurella,
he
yeah?
can't even get in ahead of? He can't even get ahead of Cresswell at the moment at West Ham, and Cresswell's going to leave him. But you know what I mean? It's like it's not that good.
See,
To
the
be
thing, I don't know,
West
man.
Ham is kind of like a shambles, though. Can't be. West Ham's
Yeah,
a shambles.
West Ham's a shambles, man. I mean,
Alright,
see,
and
the
you
thing
can't
with
get in that
Cucurella
team?
is, yeah, that's wild. The thing
That's
about
what I mean,
Cucurella
Shambles
is,
can't get into it.
Cucurella is actually really good at defending. The problem is that he's rash sometimes. He gets
Right.
overzealous. He likes to run
The-
at the ball.
the other
He
button.
doesn't let go of that RT, that R1. He doesn't let go of it, man.
Let go of it, bro.
He's just
You know what I'm
running
saying?
and his hair is waving in the wind like
Let go of that pace
a
button.
Tarzan swinging on trees or something.
He's moving like Cinderella, man.
Moving like Cinderella, hair waving in the wind. Oh my! No, the thing is, he's actually really good at defending, but his attacking side is pretty poor. But I think he's good at he's good at moving with the ball. He's good at linking up a little bit. Yeah, he does an overlap, but I mean, he's just more defensively minded,
Big up Prime, bro.
position
Big up
minded,
Prime.
anyways. So I
Yeah.
mean, we can argue, oh, Chilwell's better, Cucurella's better. They both have different attributes. I just prefer Cucurella because he's more defensively sound, and the way we want to play, and the way I think we are going to play, where Reece James is going to be the fullback bombing forward, we're going to need Cucurella to stay back and create that makeshift back three to do it, because because the problem with Chilwell is he doesn't have a proper sense of what's around him. So when he's bombing forward and he doesn't track back, which he does a lot, he does not track back a lot, it's leaving that whole left side exposed. He's always bombing past Mudryk, even though Mudryk's not even moving that high up the pitch. He's always bombing past Mudryk. Santos is deep, Enzo is moving up, and then James on the other side, he's up as well, creating that overload. And then we just have Colwill, Bashir, and Santos back, and that's not enough.
But the
That's
thing
the
is,
problem.
that is true. But at the same time, you got Cucurella here who's moving like a headless chicken when it comes to defending. So
Yeah,
I mean, what's the
the
difference?
thing is,
What is
I
the
think
difference?
the thing is, Cucurella. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Cucurella is better at defending if the player's in front of him. But the problem is when there's a gap between the midfield and the defense, and Cucurella is on the pitch, Cucurella feels like his responsibility is to create that first press, leaving behind the entire defense. So he triggers the press while there's a disconnect, and he triggers the press, and then there's two players on his outsides, one on the right, one on the left, whichever side it is. And then whoever has the ball, he's going to press that person with the ball, even though there's a disconnect. There's no help. And then he just gets caught out. And I'll admit that he's very bad with assessing situations when it comes to pressing players. That's literally probably one of his only faults. That's not attacking wise. But otherwise, he's very good at defending. He's very good at 1v1 defending. But the problem is he's just very rash in his decision making sometimes. But with Chilwell, he's just not good at defending at all. He's very good at attacking. He's very good at being up at the edge of the box, making crosses, taking set pieces, getting up for headers, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to defending, Chilwell just gets twisted up left and right, and then he doesn't track back well enough. And even though he's fast, though, he's not getting to a player when they get past him because he's so flat-footed so many times. But that can just be because of the injuries he's had.
I've got a solution, man. I've got a solution.
And I can understand
But
that.
I just
Go ahead, Safa. Go ahead,
I've
Safa.
just said the current situation right now is that unless someone comes in with Cucurella, because I don't see anyone coming in for Chilwell, those two are going to be starting. Those two are going to be battling it out for left back position, because the way he's used Maatsen in the pre-season, he probably sees him higher up, and Lewis Hall is barely featured, and he's probably going to get out on loan. So unless someone comes in with a bid for Cucurella or Chilwell, then those two are going to start. If that's the case, then I think they're battling for their careers at Chelsea. I think this season they're battling their careers, and whoever is not dominant, is not going to be
Gets
here
the
next
axe.
summer.
Yeah, and that's fair.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's fair. That's how it
Because you
should
could
be.
say- that's right, because you could say this: if Lewis Hall is loaned out to a club and plays well at left back, then he can come in
I feel that role.
of that role if he plays in, especially if he's not going to use Maatsen in that role. One of the things about Matt before Maatsen was played in an attacking thing was I wanted to see him at left back, because I saw him at left back at Burnley, and obviously he was very attacking, and he was good there. But I wanted to see him at left back in this, even for just maybe a half or something, just see what he could do. Maybe that may happen still, if it doesn't turn out well at the left back situation. But it sounds like he's going to keep
that's the
Maatsen in
balance.
squad.
One thing I will say, that is an option that we can get this summer. You know what I mean? A left back we can get this summer. You know what I mean? He's quality. I'm just changing the tab. You know what I mean? Serginho, that's what I'm saying.
No. Now you're taking the piss. Now you're actually.
He's a right back.
He's a right back that can play both sides. He's literally just a
doesn't play
very
both sides.
watered down Cancelo. Very watered down.
Hang on. You know when you can say both sides, you're right, but he plays both sides badly. That's the problem. Doesn't matter what
That's
side
the problem.
he plays.
That's the
He plays
problem. He's
the
just
attack.
ass.
Yeah.
He's just ass.
He is.
I was playing guys, like I was literally trying to play jokingly.
Nah, man. Don't take the piss
You
like
triggered.
that.
You triggered.
Because Dest was supposed to come in and fill a role for Calabria at Milan while he was injured, and he still didn't get game time. He still didn't get game time. He came in, he stunk it up for one game, and Pioli was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm playing Kalulu. I'm playing Kalulu instead."
What are you saying, Prime?
I heard Chilwell
Sorry.
fan, so I'm here.
Oh, that's why you're here.
Yes.
So
Fight
Prime,
me.
listen, Prime.
Fight me.
No. He's actually agreeing with you, man. He's
Swear.
What Chilwell
Son.
slander, bro? I've been on.
I'm here for it.
Bro, I've been trying to throw Chilwell off the nearest cliff for. Let me not speak on this guy, man.
Hey.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Actually, no, I do understand why. Chelsea fans will want to protect Chilwell, but yet the likes of Sterling and Cucurella, they want them sold. Like, this guy is not good.
I tell you, it's number one reason for me is, and we take away politics and stuff like that, it's because Chilwell has been involved in a couple of achievements.
So similar to Mount and Havertz.
You know what it is, Prime as well. Yeah, there was like some of his quotes, Chilwell's quotes, actually pretty good. Like he's got some nice quotes. I'll be honest. Like, listen, I signed a contract because I wanted to bring Chelsea back.
Man said, "I'm not trying to jump ship when things are bad. I'm trying to be captain." Hey, less of that captain though. Less of that captain stuff though.
I unironically think he's probably going to be the captain. Like, people could
He's not. It's gonna be Reece James or Thiago Silva.
No, it's gonna be Reece. The hierarchy is gonna be Reece, Silva, Kepa, Sterling. I think those are the four captains.
Bro, if I see Chilwell wear the armband from my club, might be that's my 13th reason. I'll be real, it's my 13th.
He's a wild card for you.
No, please.
I'm gonna throw Cole in there.
Wait for captaincy.
Hey,
I rebuke it.
Give him a year and Thiago Silva, like when John Terry was.
I rebuke it.
You know what? If that
John Terry was in this.
listen,
After like
Chelsea
2 years,
fans Chelsea
I'm
fans
just
see the-
saying, it's very similar to when John Terry started and Desai was there. Yeah, very similar, bro. Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing
Oh yeah, you said about Sarri and his talent ID. I wouldn't disrespect Sarri like that, man.
Right.
Nah,
This is
nah,
a
nah.
I'll disrespect Sarri every day of the week.
I said
He's an overrated.
I said his
he's an
tactics are
overrated
cold.
bum.
I said his tactics are
He's an
cold,
o-
but I only reason I said that his talent ID was
Stick out,
wacky.
man.
The only reason I said his talent ID was wacky was because I thought that he was the one that signed Zappacosta and Emerson.
No.
But
he didn't.
apparently that was Conte. So I'll take it back.
ID bringing a rundown Gonzalez fat man Higuain to my club for those 6
Oh wait, no. He has to get the chop in for that.
And also
that-
those back-to-back away games of 6-0 and 4-0 thrashings that we had with Man City and
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's it's his fault. It's his fault.
Bournemouth.
Kepa was in goal though, but it's his fault. Yeah.
man.
4-0 away to Bournemouth we lost.
That was not.
4-0 away to
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth is
But
quite crazy.
Especially
Yeah, I still like Sarri, man.
Your mic,
sorry,
your mic. Mohammed, your
No,
mic.
he's cool.
Have you
He's
got too many
cool.
tabs
Keep him
open?
mentally though.
Got too many tabs open?
Maybe.
1 second, maybe.
Well, remember that sorry performance away to Cardiff? The fans are
Sorry's cool.
Every
Sorry's cool.
Cardiff-
Just keep him in Italy though. Keep him in Italy.
Yeah.
Just
You know
don't
what
bring him back.
Sarri is?
Just don't bring him back.
Sarri's like Bielsa. I think he's rep. gets too
No,
much.
you can't do that. He's
No,
not.
not like
Stop.
that. Not like that.
Stop
The only thing
Sarri-
comparable. The only thing
Andrew,
comparable between
Andrew.
Sarri and Bielsa is that they're just both very stubborn.
Yes.
That's the only
Yes.
thing comparable.
I've
They're
always
just
thought
very
Bielsa
stubborn.
would be a great NFL offensive coordinator. Bielsa because he
That's
doesn't
crazy.
work on
Bro,
defense.
with
He doesn't work on defense.
Sarri, I think he needs to get more like respect. How average our squad was, and yet we comfortably we finished third. We won the Europa League. We had one of the best defenses in the league, with
be
the
honest.
likes of finished Aspie, Alonso left back, Kepa in goal, Rudiger before he became a good defender, David Luiz.
Rudiger was good that season. The reason we had
Let's
a good
keep it.
defense.
Let's keep it.
Rudiger was a
and
part.
Rudiger was good because of
Let's keep it
salary.
Nah, but let's keep it a buck though. Hazard saved us way too many times that season.
Of course he did.
Yeah, but Hazard's not the reason
Let me
why
just
we
say
had one
this.
of the best.
Finishing third. Finish that.
No,
third
having one of the
finish.
best defenses is one thing, but our attacking
Yeah,
play
our attacking
relied so much on Hazard and pre-injury Loftus-Cheek that
But-
Yeah.
people are really
And
willing
also-
to
Doesn't
judge.
that also
that
show
man-
how average the squad was?
But
It
finishing
does.
third, it's not finishing third. You know what? That was a
Yeah,
good,
but we were
yeah,
rotating.
that was
We were
good, that was-
rotating Barkley and Kovacic. as
Exactly,
well.
showing
finishing-
how average the squad was.
but
I mean,
finishing
to be
third.
honest, we can't just say the squad
that-
was just average. I mean, we had some
was.
very
We had a
good
good
players
run.
in certain spots.
We had a good
but
run
it
to
wasn't
finish.
exactly
We had a good
really
run to
average.
Who
finish.
did we have? What Hazard? We literally had Hazard, Giroud. Well,
We had Hazard, Giroud, Willian, Pedro.
By the way,
Willian.
Sarri started the downfall of Kante.
Ah.
So that's why.
Don't do
you
that,
get
don't
He
do
started the what?
Man,
He started the
Willian,
downfall of
like-
Kante. So
Hey, I never
Overrated
liked that guy anyway. man.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah, sure you did. Overrated Kante. Sorry, overplayed Kante and started his downfall. And by the way, that run to third, while it was a good run, if you actually check, man, we shouldn't have even finished third. That should have been Arsenal's wrapped up
Bro,
or Manchester United.
I think people
We are
people
fluking with a lot
over.
of stuff.
I understand that we finished third and won the Europa.
It wasn't a
League
comfortable
in
like
a
we
good
earned
fashion.
it already.
But what I have to say is that those achievements alone are just like severely overblown, considering the gap
Yes.
between second and us was literally 20 something points.
Yeah,
Do you
because
know how insane that is?
but again, it shows our squad wasn't that good, and we still
Yeah,
finished
but we're still losing stupid games anyways.
because the team wasn't good.
I'm sorry, but no squad is too average to lose 4-0 to Bournemouth away. I'm sorry.
Losing,
no. That was
listen,
bad. That
losing
was
4.
bad.
You guys keep mentioning losing 4 and 6-0 to Bournemouth. Those are fluke results.
That's insanity. Nobody does that.
It's
How do
still- yeah,
how do
but
you-
it's
how do you
still
have the
it's
double done
still-
over
it's
us?
still it's still fluke results. It's two
even
fluke
last
results.
yeah, but still Was our squad how average was our squad last season? Because we were losing stupid games under Tuchel as well. We were losing
quickly,
stupid games under Potter.
Before you guys continue, just quickly, obviously you're going to be heading to the last 15 minutes because I actually have to start eating food and
That's a start eating food.
because I actually have to go on the stream as well.
Find your
guys,
food, man.
listen, man.
Nah, I need to eat too. Allow it.
So
I
anyway,
actually was
guys,
trying to make food before this.
So listen, guys, I'm literally just 2 subscribers away from 360. Guys, you can there's a lot of you guys in here right now. Make sure to subscribe, like, and also just share the stream. And I'm sharing me out. You know what I mean? The more people that see me, the more subscribers I get, the more things I can do for you guys. So you know what I'm saying?
Well, wait, what are you gonna do for us, Ahmed?
Well,
Hey.
the thing I'm going to be doing is bring out more content. You know what I'm saying? Bring more high quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? The more guys that I have, the more subscribers.
Are you gonna start paying us or no?
Listen, man. Calm, man. You know what I'm saying?
I don't need payment. Allow it.
No, not
Maybe,
no,
mate,
you. No, not you. No one cares what you want. I want payment.
Listen, man. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I want the peas. I respect.
Listen, man. Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? Not right now. You know what I'm saying? But inshallah soon. Inshallah soon, as I say. You know what I mean? I'm a humble guy. Give back to the community. I'm
not humble. I won't pay. I won't get paid.
I'm not humble either. I'm a villain.
You know what I'm saying? Listen. Don't worry about that. But listen, going into the last 15 minutes, I said this to Surfer last week. If I put a gun to your head, in terms of Chelsea transfers, who do you think is going to be coming to the football club? Who do you think transfers will be done by next week Wednesday? So next week Wednesday, when we next see each other, for example, if you guys come on or not. Gun to your head, next week Wednesday, transfer wise, who do you think will get done? I'll start with Prime because he's the newest.
I think it'll be Caicedo. I'm not sure it'll be done by next week, but by the time the window ends, we'll definitely get Caicedo in.
All right. Surfer, what do you think?
I think this time next week. I think Sanchez and Caicedo will get done. I'm not too sure about an release day. Do you know what? Probably Tyler Adams will be in there.
Sanchez?
Yeah, Robert Sanchez, yeah.
I don't give you that's
it.
But hey, yeah. So honestly, for me, if I was to say something, I actually think, I actually should have, before I actually leave here, I should actually get the thoughts of this from you, Prime, on Vlahovic, bro, because you watch a bit more Italian football than I do, because I don't watch it as regularly as you. What do you think Vlahovic would be a good sign to come in?
No,
because this is not sarcasm city. I won't take that as a joke. Vlahovic.
No, I actually took this. I'm saying
I know. Yeah. Vlahovic. I thought we were going to give Nicholas Jackson a chance for the season to see how he develops. So I don't know what's the point of preaching this youth. We're going to build something long-term, etc., just to negate that and spend big money on Vlahovic. I get it if we just want to get rid of Lukaku, but some other club will end up buying Vlahovic and then Lukaku can then go to Juve. At least for the season, I'd be willing to give Nicholas Jackson the chance and actually see how good he is.
Do you not think though? Because I think for me, I'm starting to wonder. Especially, I've been wondering a lot more. Obviously, with the situation here, do you not think this may be just the club saying this Vlahovic is the better of two evils of a striker to have than a Lukaku? Maybe
but that's dumb. You can't just
but obviously, if what you mean is Vlahovic is better than Lukaku, then yes, obviously.
No, what I'm trying to say, in terms of obviously the hassle we're dealing with Lukaku, the issues that we're gonna have to deal with Lukaku, right? Who would you rather have? Vlahovic, yes, he's not been playing that great. You can make under Poch, maybe you can train him up to be as good to provide competition for Jackson, maybe. Him and Jackson will be competing for number one spot. Yeah, is he gonna provide you behavioral issues, some of that stuff that maybe you get with Lukaku? He's doing random interviews, doing random twerking, kissing random badges. I mean, who would you pay more? And also the wage bill as well. Because I calculated this previously with Surfer. He's got 3 years, £50 million left to pay from his contract. So you can't have a cancel his contract.
I'd rather have them. I'd rather have
We
nine.
were ready to firm Pato, firm Lukaku. What? Firm it.
No, I don't think it's a thing of firming Lukaku. Like I would, like just give Jackson the chance for the season. I'm not saying we should keep Lukaku. By the way, I said this on your channel maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago that Chelsea fans should stop complaining about the Lukaku stuff. An Italian club will eventually come in for him, whether it's Juve, whether it's Inter Milan or AC. Another club will want to buy him because when I look at the Italian clubs, the big clubs, they all have striker problems. AC Milan need a striker because Giroud is another year older. Yeah, but they might get Samaka. We don't know. Inter definitely need a striker. Lautaro might leave. Dzeko is another year older. Juve, if Vlahovic leaves, they'll need a striker. So Lukaku will eventually end up going. I'm not worried about him.
Leave though?
No, he's another year older. That's what I'm saying. He's old.
No, I'm pretty sure he left, and that's why they brought him.
Dzeko's there.
Dzeko's left. Yeah,
okay,
he's gone.
Whatever. Well,
so
okay. Even
left is Lautaro. The kid that what's it called? The kid they got. The kid that what's his name? From Borussia Mönchengladbach. He plays for France.
Marcus Thuram.
Okay, yeah, but
Angel Correa. And Correa's there.
Yeah, but either way, my point kind of stands of an Italian club will eventually like sign him, whether it's on loan or it's on permanent. I don't know, but he will eventually be gone. I don't think we should just because we want to get rid of Lukaku, should then bring in Vlahovic if we, I guess, potentially don't need him. Because at least for the season, I want to see what it is with Nicolas Jackson. We spent money on him and we've given him a chance in preseason and he's looked good. Mm-hmm. Let's see where that ends up. We end up going with it because it could come to at the end of the season. We have a talent on our hands and we then don't need to spend big money on a striker. We're doing this.
If I may quickly, because obviously I've said this to Surfer and I was speaking to this about Jared. Do you not think though that Broja might most likely be going out on loan, and then he basically doesn't have Jackson barely has any competition for striker, bar Nkunku, and Nkunku may need to still be playing the 10 role because of the fact of if you do bring in someone like a release here, he's still got to be out until September. So do you not worry that it's just going to be Jackson for like a whole 2 to 3 months just by himself, and if he doesn't work out.
I don't know if Broja's leaving or not.
It seems to be rumored that he might be going on the situation.
Yeah, well,
I think we'll if that's the case, then or if that's some sort of the thinking behind it, we'll probably stall the Lukaku thing and the Broja possible outward going loan, to near the start of September when the window's supposed to close. I think we'll draw it out that far just to make sure that whether Poch feels like Broja's ready to compete or Broja's ready enough to deputize Jackson, as well as Lukaku going out and then us bringing in Vlahovic as part of the deal. I think we're just going to stretch that one out a bit more just to make sure that we have a proper assessment time of Broja. But I mean, looking at it now, I don't think Broja's ready as of yet, and I don't think Poch wants to use Broja because he's already used Burstow and Nkunku up front for most of the preseason games before he's even decided, let me put Broja on the bench.
I think the Lukaku situation won't be solved until near the end of the window, until the last few days for a Serie A club to get him. If Broja goes out on loan, fine, because he might need that. To be fair, he's just come back from a long injury. This guy needs to play consistently as a starting striker.
The issue I have with this whole thing is that before he kicked the ball against Wrexham or whatever, people were still wanting another forward. Even when we signed Nico Jackson.
That's wild.
That's what I'm saying. So what's changed now that because we're so starving and desperate for a forward to do something, it's now that he can't have competition or anything like that. People also forget that Nico Jackson played out wide for Villarreal as well. I'm for competition, but I'm also thinking about having different options if a game's not working out, right?
But we have that. Nkunku can play centrally.
No, Nkunku is
not
a
9 or a false 9.
not
Just
Sir-
quickly,
like
guys.
that.
Just
Yeah,
quickly, some breaking
but-
news. Just Prime, just
Yeah,
quickly,
sorry.
some breaking news quickly. It seems that Gabriel Salinas, what's it called, loan move to the Belgian side, AS Eupen, is basically been formalized.
Oh, swear.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was yeah. But he had his farewell appearance. So
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But
I
you
will be
say
there.
You say a different option, but
Yeah.
in Cuckoo can provide us a different option by being able to play as a 9 or even a false 9. Sterling,
I don't
same
think
thing. You
Poch
can play
wants
as
to
a
play
false
him.
9.
I don't think Poch wants to play him as a 9. Takes away from his game.
We know that.
And you
we
see it
know
in
that.
Cuckoo. And Cuckoo doesn't like. I don't think Cuckoo likes to play the 9. I know he says it, but look at even when he has played the 9 as preseason, how deep he's dropped, and then there's no point of contact. I'm just thinking, I want options. I want options on the bet. I want a Broha to me.
Yeah, but there's
I don't
a
want-
difference
I
between
don't want
having
him as an
options and
option.
oversaturating. There's a
We're not
difference between having
oversaturating,
options.
We're talking about getting one forward in, and a potential one forward selling and loaning out Broha. So actually,
Yeah,
not
but the thing is-
oversaturation whatsoever.
But the thing is, we've seen it in all three of our preseason games so far, that Poch is willing to take off Jackson and let Nkunku lead the line for a little bit, even though it's for a small amount of time. He's willing to do it, and even though
Hang on. No, this isn't breaking news. Hang on.
and then
Nah,
Nkunku,
someone got
and
caught.
then-
Someone got caught.
oh damn.
David Ornstein.
Yeah, but I mean, even though it might not be the first option, it's part of the reasons why we brought in Nkunku in the first place. It's the fact that he's able to play out wide and up front and in the 10 as well, that we can have a different dynamic in game. Now, I don't think Nkunku is the type of player, both physically and technically, to lead the line by himself. Just the same way as I would talk about Lautaro Martinez. But if you put a striker beside him and let Nkunku drop deep if he needs to, or run different channels if he needs to, then he will be a good second striker. That's probably one of the reasons why we brought him, and that's probably one of the reasons why we're also looking at
I don't.
Mohamed
I
Kudus.
I still before he even kicked the ball. What's
Mm.
changed? We were still looking for a forward even when we signed Nico Jackson.
Well,
Yeah,
what's changed?
What's changed is that he's
What's changed?
What's
for the
changed is
need
that
for
he's
forward?
performed.
what's
What's
changed? No,
changed that is
again,
forward.
I'm not saying he's gonna get 25 and be amazing, but let's
But why
see,
can't we
'cause
have two
don't know
strikers?
anything.
Why can't we have two strikers?
The idea
Well,
is
again, I'm
we
not
have a
fine.
thing
I'm not
isn't-
saying we shouldn't probably have two strikers.
It's
Every
not that
other
we
country
don't.
Spending
two
big
strikers.
money, spending
Money.
well,
It's not
whether it
money,
be
not-
big or not, I'm not entirely sure. But spending money on a high profile like Vlahovic, he's going to be the main guy. There's not going to be much chances.
You don't know
for
that.
Jackson
You have
to
no idea
play.
about that. You have no idea
No,
about that.
we don't
Well,
know that. We've
But
already
if
seen.
we're, if we're spending
that
money on
Poch is willing
a
to
high
drop.
profile, if we're spending money on a high profile player, they're going to have to be playing a lot.
We're not.
Yeah,
we're,
well,
we're,
that-
not we're not spending.
Yeah,
We're not spending.
go ahead.
Listen. We're not spending a high profile. We're not spending money on. We're not spending. We want to go up to 20 million euros. It's not big money.
No, I didn't say money. I said on a high profile striker. He is a high profile striker.
Okay, that's fine. But you know what? Do you know what? Good. Make these players earn their place. Good. That's the whole point of it. Competition. Make them earn their place. Good.
Yeah,
that we're getting
no,
another striker.
hold on.
It's
Hold on.
options.
Hold on. But the
Just
issue,
that Nico
the
Jackson,
issue,
who's
the
played
issue-
well, has shown a bit of leg, and everyone's falling over him. Do you know what I mean?
No,
No, I'm not.
Hold on,
I'm
hold
not
on.
falling. I'm not falling
Okay,
over.
one second, everyone, calm down. Okay,
Alright.
Jared, go first, and then
I
Prime, and then...
I shouted not at people just to make myself louder.
No.
That's
I'm
what
just saying,
I'm-
no, because everyone is talking over themselves. That's what I'm trying to make it about. That's why. So,
Okay.
oh,
How about let's do it. Let's talk at the same time. Let's do this.
No, because then
No,
no, okay,
hear
hear
us.
No,
They're not
sir,
heroes,
sir, you know what I'm like. I don't like when it comes to like young players and youth players. I don't fawn over them like everyone else does. I'm very much of the thing of you've got to earn your place and prove that you are good enough. But in the small spell we've seen in preseason, and the fact of we're trying to go on this project of sign a lot of these young talented players and let them develop over the next few years.
Watch this. Watch this. All right. Say the Vlahovic deal doesn't go. Say we don't get Vlahovic, we sell the Kaká anyway. Everyone's going to go. Oh, glad Nico Jackson is going to be. It's going to be given right. You watch 2 months into the season, right? When we're linked to Ivan Toney. Watch this fan base cream over Ivan Toney. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and remind people about this Vlahovic thing, about how you wanted to turn down Vlahovic. Because
no, this is just me. I'm sure Chelsea fans want him. This is just
Nico Jackson's going away for over a month this season.
Yeah, I know he is AFCON, and that's why Nkunku or Sterling can play centrally for the month. I think. Hey, you don't think I figured this out?
Not Sterling centrally, bro. Jeez.
I'm just saying, maybe. Okay, cool. You know what? Even if we are going to bring in another striker or have two strikers,
Thursday.
If we are going to have two strikers, right?
Yeah.
Why not just keep Broha and have it be those two?
Maybe because we're not going to be giving him minutes for him to be able to come back to full health. I think. And
I think Ahmed said it. It's very weird that he was. It's very weird that he was training and he wasn't taken on this tour. He was training at Cobham, wasn't he? And he wasn't taken on this tour, even to like training.
Yeah, but I think more or less that he was training at Cobham and not taken on tour is because he's probably not match ready in terms of his injury.
No, but even like
but we have to remember that his injury. No.
Just on tour. Just to train.
No. I think Poch left some of his coach. I think the training he's doing isn't related to tactics at all. I think it's just like, what's it called? Motor functions. Motor function trainings, like how well he responds to taking on the ball and dribbling and so on.
Yeah.
Listen,
guys, I need to eat now. You know what I'm saying? So listen.
You can leave. Keep the channel. You can leave. We can talk.
Ahmed, leave. No one asked you to be here. We've got this.
Listen.
Hey, I'm gone then. I'm gone then.
No. Calma. You know what I'm saying? So listen, guys. 28 of you in the chat. Before we close out, I have to show something before we have to close out because, like, it's a national disgrace.
We got. There's casually streaming half an hour. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm going to make sure to finish that and plug it. So 20 of you guys say literally 2 away from 360. 2 of you guys. I know 2 of you guys are not subscribed. Just give me 2 more subscribers to 360, and we can call it a day. But before that, man, obviously, as you guys know, I'm originally from Somalia, and yesterday night was happened yesterday in China was a disgrace, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is the Somali lady that
I haven't watched this. I was so scared to watch it.
Honestly, 100 meter. This is a 100-meter dash or 100 meter race, and she recorded the slowest time in history.
Oh my god!
Wait.
So honestly, this is. I'm actually showing this because I don't trust it because honestly, it is that bad basically. But I'm gonna pause it here because I don't want to even violate any further because that's how bad it is.
No, I have to watch it now.
No, but genuinely, that is just so disappointing. And the thing is, it got found out that the Ministry of Sport, that's his niece, and that's why she did the running today. So this is what I'm saying. Somalian corruption is crazy. But guys, please do not. I swear to God, if I see that happen again at Somalia, I'm gonna go crazy. Please don't happen again, please. But guys, listen. Thank you guys for watching. It's absolute pleasure as always to have Jared, Prime, and Winter Surfer on. As always, make sure to like, share, subscribe again. Like, share, subscribe. 32 of you guys in here. Make sure to subscribe before you leave. You know what I'm saying? Nice and easy. And listen, you can catch me again. You can catch Surfer again, and you can probably catch Prime again in half an hour's time on Casually FC. Surfer has actually just put the link up. Let me just show you the link right here. Oh, sorry. Did I just put you in timeout? Maybe I did. Here's the link anyway.
Tough.
Anyway, here's the link. Here's the link. Anyway, make sure to subscribe to Casually FC. You can actually catch Casually FC again after this stream at 1 a.m. Marshall's gonna be watching the Chelsea versus Borussia Dortmund watch alongside me. We're gonna be chatting it up as usual. Have a little bit of fun. I'll go a few digs about Havertz team as well. Just to piss him off. But here we go. But that's pretty much it. Again, thanks you guys for watching. And as always, this is the Bridge 258 stream. And as always.